What is going on, everybody? Welcome to a extremely special. I am super hyped. I'm so happy. Extremely special version of, well, just not even version. It's like going forward. This is the evolution of the
This is
pre-patch
that new shit.
podcast.
Oh yeah,
That new shit, baby.
This is
Dude, it looks really good, actually. I'm
yeah.
happy about it.
I am extremely excited about this. And I literally have the multi up just to see all four of the fucking streams, just like watching.
I do too.
And it's fucking nuts. But guys, like, I mean, I guess first welcome in. Just like welcome to episode number 38. first and foremost.
30.
Thanks for
37.
sticking with
37.
us.
Fuck, 37.
37. Yeah, you almost had it.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
you know, it's
Almost.
okay.
37. Guys, my brain is fried. I've spent the
We'll
last
cut you some slack because of all the work you put in.
I have literally spent 9 hours fucking working on this shit. But yeah, so if you happen to catch some of the behind the scenes stuff, we streamed to a couple of our channels a little bit behind the scenes to be able to get this kind of going. But we've been talking about this for at least the last, like, I know 10 episodes, if not more.
Yeah,
I mean,
4 months roughly.
It's been a long fucking time. And the biggest thing that we wanted to do was being able to have a stream where we can control a lot more than what's going on. We're not fucking sitting here worrying about, everybody going live and doing timings right. So essentially we are able to stream. I'm able to kind of be able to host this thing and send it out to all the channels. Everything is going to be like synchronized perfectly, the whole nine. But then on top of that, I'm not going to spoil. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to spoil the secret that we have. But
The goodness.
there's some special stuff that's going to happen here in a couple minutes that I am excited about. I know the team is excited about, and this is something that we've been itching to do for a while. So make sure that you're hitting !show on all the channels. That way you can watch, and be engaged in all of our chats. Right? It's not necessarily about, obviously you're getting the same feed across everybody's channel. But the big thing here is that you're gonna be able to engage in all of our chats. And that's super important. If you guys aren't able to stay the entire time, make sure to hit !podcast before you leave, or check us out on Spotify. That link will be in that command as well. You can go and catch the rest of the episode there. And, I was thinking about this when I was getting ready, guys. We're literally 37 episodes in. We are not that far away from having one episode for a week for a year. Like, somebody could literally listen to one episode a week for an entire year. That's fucking nuts to me.
Yeah,
It's
that actually
it's
is.
nice. It's real nice.
Like,
Yeah.
it's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. So, but I had to give a huge thanks to all of the crew, Enigma, for being able to put these panels together. And
put up with your shit.
and help that, man. Fuck you guys.
I said it for you, Enigma. Don't worry.
Jesus Christ, man. God damn, dude. I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to say thank you, and then what I get shit on, man. Jesus fuck. See, here's
thank you, sir.
here's the
Thank
cool
you.
thing about this. See, if they really want to get lippy chat, all I gotta do is just hit a button and turn them the fuck off. So
I mean, it'd be better than at least you would.
you
be there
almost didn't
rather
even get
than
included
being
in this,
out.
Enigma, so you
whatever.
can shut up.
I'm not
How
even
about
gonna
that?
put you in there. It's okay.
How about that, bro? You didn't even almost get put in, so just leave me
The
alone.
election censorship button on his desk.
For real, man.
So, but yeah, super excited, guys, to be able to do this. And again, it's a great show. We've got a lot to kind of cover and talk about. Obviously, we always kick off with Twitch drama, but then on top of that, we've got quite a few games actually to go through. Myself and Bill have been playing a couple different things. As well as Enigma and Scruffy. They just weren't streaming it. And Scruff was on vacation, so I want to hear about the vacation that you took and how that went.
Oh, yeah. It was great. Yeah.
And then obviously the 900-pound gorilla in the room is E3 and what happened there. So we will give our kind of feedbacks on that, as well as kind of like our yays and nays. We predicted some stuff going into it, and whether that happened or not, we'll kind of go over the show. And then always at the end, guys, we open it up to be able to have questions where you guys can interact, and it's a super important part for us to be able to have that. Yeah, we're gonna kick right into it, guys. Actually, no, we're not. Scruffy, vacation. How was it, bud?
Dude, it was so needed.
Yeah.
Where did
you
you
ever
go?
just have a vacation that's just like needed just to relax and just like let loose? We went to Dewey Beach, Delaware, which I had never heard of before. My buddy, some of you may know him in chat as Nutty Nady, went there last year, just kind of out of like word of mouth and stuff. He heard about this place, but it's pretty cool. It's this little like beach town that's like in Delaware, and it's in this like strip that's between the bay and the ocean. So you're just like surrounded by water, and it's just a complete like party town. Like people just like all day, all night were partying. There was like little concerts and stuff going on there. It actually like it was a weird feeling because it looks normal. It looked like pre-COVID. And like this doesn't feel right because we've been so used to COVID, you know, all the masks, all that mandates and all that stuff. But like it felt normal, but it also didn't. I was like, this is weird. But it was still a great time, man. The beach was beautiful, got a lot of sun. You know, went to a like this like it was like a little concert, like it was a rock and roll bar, so it had like little bands that were playing, and you just kind of like chilled out and like watch these bands play. It was sweet. It was a good time altogether, and we all enjoyed
Can I
it.
just say that like I don't think I've ever heard of anybody be like, yeah, we're going on vacation to Delaware.
No, I've told people, and they're like, Delaware, like who goes to Delaware? But honestly, I don't. It's also nice because
Did you
you
go to
don't
the
have a
pier?
ton of people. We went to the boardwalk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Brett
yeah,
used
we
to
went
work
to
on
the
the boardwalk.
Really?
Sunspray Graphics. Yeah.
What
Oh,
that's
exactly?
sweet.
What exactly is Delaware like?
Isn't Delaware just one
famous
big fucking
for?
boardwalk? I mean, isn't just the whole fucking
Are,
state
are,
a boardwalk?
are they famous for like dairy products or
I'm not sure. She worked in a candle shop.
Oh, that's cool.
oh, so
I bought
it's
a candle.
candles? Delaware candles right there.
Delaware candles.
I
I don't know what
you
Delaware's
keep
famous
talking.
for.
Let me check this out.
But the boardwalk was cool. Yeah, actually, that was a fun place. Tons of like gift shops and whatnot. It was a good time for the most part. Also, my favorite part of it, not gonna lie, we got to go to the Vans outlet. There was a big Vans outlet there, so I picked up like 2 pairs of Vans. Also, this dope shirt. I dig
That
it.
is nice. I like that shirt. Is that a rose in the
Thanks.
middle? Is that a rose?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So it was a good time.
So just really quickly,
Yeah.
Delaware is famous for being the home to DuPont, one of the most industrial then philanthropist families, and of course the corporate itself. It's also
Aren't they-
the
are-
home of the
Du-
largest number of credit card companies.
DuPont is also the company that completely poisoned the entire like world.
I'm sure, yeah.
Cool.
Successor of
With
companies
Teflon.
in chemicals and materials
So-
science.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
even
Go
get me started
vacation.
on DuPont, man. I used to live in the Mid Ohio Valley. That was Chemical Valley.
Yeah, I was saying, wasn't that the
USA
one where they
because of
dumped?
DuPont.
Isn't that where they dumped the
Oh,
Teflon
shit.
runoff into that fucking river? Wasn't there a movie
That-
called Dark Waters
man.
about that? Yeah.
I think
Oh my
so,
gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
That's
also
funny.
where the
There-
DuPont the storage warehouse burnt, and it basically rained a bunch of like chemicals. There was like
Yeah.
a filter mask advisory for like 2 like weeks before like any of the COVID stuff started. This was like a year before, but it was wild.
Delaware is also famous for poultry and soybean farms.
Oh wow.
Hey.
I bought a soy candle.
And it's
Hey.
famous for the longtime senator and presidential candidate, now President VP Joe Biden.
Yeah, I knew that actually. That's something that Delaware had.
So you know,
So.
there's that, I guess.
Way to go. Also,
Yep.
there's a big
Yeah.
there's a big thing. There you go.
It was the first state to ratify the U.S. Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
The first.
Okay. Well, glad you had your vacation. That was awesome.
Thanks. It was a good time. It was good to
good
be away
having
from
you
you
back,
guys. I
bro.
mean,
Great.
yeah, good to be here.
That's
Yep.
great. Now we're gonna officially kick off into to the normal show.
Let's get it.
So Twitch drama. I don't know, man. Look,
Can I
Yeah.
give a representation of what's going down right now?
yeah, go ahead, Bill. Do it, bud. Hit it up.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, you licked it.
There you go.
Ooh.
Oh, that's
That's
gross.
what's
Right.
going on Twitch
That's a
right
little nasty.
Like,
now.
all I gotta
We
say.
didn't even get any ASMR goodness.
We
you
didn't
know?
get ASMR. That was purely just like
No
video, so-
noise.
Wait,
Fuck.
how come
Yeah.
you got to do downward dog?
I'll rub my cheek on it then.
You got to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
downward.
that's it.
You got to do downward dog though, and have your ass up in the camera. Like, so.
See, this is why you got to watch the podcast. You get to see shit like this.
What? Oh, man, there's very few things in the world that just literally tongue tie the shit out of me, and I don't mean that any pun intended, but legitimately, I'm just like, oh, okay, like we're done past this, right? We have the pools and hot tub streams, like that's where they're gonna go. Nope, they're not happy there. They're like, we got to invade regular Twitch again. And so
They're like,
now
It's because they're not making money
beginning.
off of it. It's because they're not making money off of advertising revenue off those streams anymore. So now they
how are they
gonna
gonna make revenue off these streams?
Yeah,
because it's
Like,
ASMR and the ASMR channel
with
hasn't been
yoga
demonetized.
poses and
Yeah, it's not blacklisted yet.
Yet.
So
Yeah.
it doesn't
if
have
you're
its
not
own
familiar,
category yet. Yeah.
there was the Twitch hot tub meta, which Twitch decided, hey, our solution is we're going to relegate them to their own section. So they gave them Twitch, they gave them hot tubs, pools, and beaches. Yeah. So advertisers were like, okay, this is the do not run ads on section of Twitch. Gotcha. And they realized that, and now they are back. This isn't a new trick, by the way. This was like OG Twitch e-girl, like ASMR and yoga poses. So they're just going back to the old tricks.
Can I tell my story really quickly? I'm not going to name it.
Only if you are in Resting Crow. That's the only way.
Yeah, I am 100% right now.
Good.
Right now, I'm doing it, bro.
All right, good.
No. My story was it cracks me up because this is the first time that I've seen this, right? And I noticed it the other day on my recommended list. First off, I don't know why it was on my recommended
list. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
I really don't. Other than the fact that we have talked about fucking hot tub stream so many times, and we've looked at him so many times, and we're just like what the fuck. But I literally one of these girls that was one of the more popular ones the other night, I clicked on the thing because I was like, what the fuck is this doing? Right? Fucking get in there, and literally the first thing that I hear is, you guys need to stop sexually like objectifying me because women are not objects, and you just need to stop. And then I shit you not, I cannot fucking make this up, I shit you not, she said that, and then instantly fucking went into like a doggy style pose and started fucking twerking.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this was said in the most serious tone. So if she was acting, man, she needs to get an Oscar for that shit. Cause like, whew.
That's pretty good.
It's the same shit, different day. Different channel.
The ASMR thing, like, it's not my thing, right? It's not in fact, it grates my fucking nerves hearing it.
It creeps me out,
to
man.
no end.
Does it grate your nerves?
Yeah, seriously.
It like low key creeps me the fuck out.
And I
don't do that. Please stop.
Can't I can't do it for very long because literally it irritates the shit out of me. But ASMR, there are like helpful benefits to it. There are things that like people need that, to be
like therapeutic.
I'm sure there are.
Yeah.
It does give like, you have to be a select type of person for it to actually like stimulate, but it does give like anti-anxiety.
I'm sure there are. There's certain things that I have. Like I like watching deeply satisfying videos. Have you seen those on the internet where they like cut soap and shit? Mm-hmm. Like that definitely relaxes me. But I cannot understand, nor am I willing to understand how some chick literally bouncing her ass in the camera and licking the ear.
What stimulates other senses?
I guess, man.
What I was gonna say,
not sexual
was that
though. It's not sexual.
It downplays the part of what ASMR. Like it's bringing a lot of negative attention to ASMR that it doesn't need to. Like ASMR should be the thing that like is like, and the sad thing is that once you scroll past like the first like 3 or 4, not even 3, really like the first line or 2 of ASMR category, like you get into the normal standard categories of ASMR.
It's a cover up. It's a ploy. I mean,
but like what they're doing, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Like it's the camera. Like
it's just like
crazy, man.
Like the camera is positioned just right. There's
a mirror
mirrors in certain areas. Yeah, no, it's ridiculous.
It's fucking nuts to me that this is something that I'm just like, oh my god. And like I wonder how long this is gonna be there for. And
Twitch will pull the same shit that they pulled with the hot tubs and whatever,
I mean,
they'll just be like, well, they can't be, expected to stop their stream just because you find them attractive until fucking advertisers are like, yeah, we're not.
I wonder how far, like, where is this battle gonna stop? Right, like this is a battle to the bottom, man. This is literally
it will stop when they run out of categories to put in their own category.
I guess
Twitch After Dark.
Do you remember when League? Remember when League streams they were there, right? Like the thought community was there, right? And that's where they were.
And they just had League like playing over whatever they were
it
doing.
was like it was
Wasn't-
League,
wasn't
but
even
then like
them
the
playing.
camera
No, it
was like,
was pre-recorded video.
yeah, but the camera was like this big. It was literally
Yeah.
the entire
Yeah.
screen, far right side. You couldn't even see what the fuck they were doing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Those were the good old days. Back when
oh my god,
back when
man.
Casey Tron was all we
Yeah,
had to
dude,
worry
pink,
about.
pink
Yeah.
sparkles. Remember
Yeah.
pink
Dude,
sparkles?
I miss Casey Tron.
Sparkles.
Bring
Oh my
Casey
God,
back.
man.
I actually do miss Pink, or do miss Casey Tron. Like
Yeah.
I think that Casey Tron was
She was a high
Like,
class e-girl, bro.
she was the epitome of like
But I
trolling
feel like
about that
she
shit.
actually had good content because she was funny.
Well, she
Because
like
you know
yeah,
it
that's
was
like
so
that's like I said.
ridiculous.
She was legitimately the
Yeah.
epitome of troll when it came
Yeah.
down to that. Like she made fun of it in a way that it didn't seem like it was making fun of. But if you
Yeah.
caught on to it quick enough, you could kind of catch those subtle undertones of like
And
she's fucking with you.
I'll say it again, and we've said it numerous times. Twitch, bro. Like nobody on this show is saying that we like are like down with the e-girls, down like no. Like empower the shit out of them, man. Look, they're doing something.
give them-
They're making money
give
that
them
I
their
can't
spot.
make. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
just make a site and give it to them, man. Like, just be like, go fucking ballistic over here. You know what I mean? Like, literally put P-Hub to shame, bro. Like, just
What it runs into what we talked about the last time that we talked about this, right? Like if they make a site for it or a separate portion of the site for it, it won't matter because the advertisers that are going to be advertising on Twitch don't want themselves associated with that kind of content. And so therefore if they make an entire site or an entire, subsection of Twitch for it, they're not going to get advertisements regardless. So they're just going to try and continue to pull their shit like they're doing right now.
Yeah.
Nobody will ever use it.
well, I think they could do that. I think they could do a more mature site and still be able to pull that kind of stuff. I think that would be 100%.
I feel like there'd be a selective amount of like advertisers that.
Yeah,
go
but I
there.
mean,
Very
that,
selective. Yeah,
but I guarantee you that I guarantee that they're fucking.
I'm
their
not saying that
sub-
they
if-
wouldn't have advertisers. I'm
But
saying
what-
that they wouldn't have the quality and the amount of advertisers.
if they,
that have on
it
regular
wouldn't matter
content.
if they lock that behind. If they lock that site behind a sub wall, it would make them more money than they could ever fucking roll in with advertisers. I guarantee you.
But that's the problem is that it would make Twitch money, but it wouldn't make the women money, and that's
Yeah,
why
it
they're
would.
doing it on Twitch is because they could go to any kind of site that they wanted to that does that. They could go to P-Hub, they could go to Chatterbait, whatever you want to go, right? But they won't make that kind of money.
Yeah.
I think they could. I think they could do everything they're doing now, just lock it behind a paywall, and people would go ridiculous for it.
Well, that's why they're not on those other sites though, is because those other sites take too much of a cut. They want their money.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at Belle Delphine, right? Like she did it and went to that other site or other sites or whatever, and I guarantee she's making a shit ton of money on OnlyFans. I mean, she's making more
I'm
money
not
on.
saying that
she's
they're
making more
not
money-
making sites or they're not making money. I'm saying they're not making as much money as they would on Twitch.
You want to know the difference between what's going on right now and Belle Delphine is people aren't talking about Belle Delphine after she went to P-Hub. Once she made the jump, she dropped off the radar because it wasn't taboo anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's the difference. They get more.
He wasn't standing
PR.
out.
They get more free PR doing it this way
Yeah.
than they would.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
I
I
don't
have.
wanna- I don't wanna-
So look, I have a meeting with one of them for work in a week. So I mean,
I'm
hey,
telling you, man,
Is she gonna train you how to do the
That's-
ways of the
That's what I was
e-girl?
saying, man. You need to ask her like the proper fucking ear looking technique.
no,
And,
Yeah,
man, nobody wants
It's
to
an
see.
East
the-
Coast,
nobody-
man.
nobody
please.
wants-
the proper way to get into downward dog and bounce.
I know how to
your
get a
ass, man.
downward dog. Thank you very much. I do yoga, damn it. But I'm not looking at anybody's ear. So, anyway, yeah, I don't know. Like, when I just think that we're gonna be able to get past this kind of bullshit, they just seem to drag us back in. So,
Yep.
thank you for allowing this to be a thing. I guess. God, fucking damn it. But yeah. So now moving on. Unless there's anybody else that wants to talk any more about
nah,
good.
this stuff.
Pretty
So,
good.
it's
I think
pretty
we're
well
good.
a dead horse at this point.
yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just
So
same
Just-
shit, different day.
We need some new Twitch drama. I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
Hey, we get animated
Twitch
emotes.
needs to fuck up. And the animated emotes, yeah, that I'm excited about.
It's getting about that time that we're probably going to get another DMCA strike. It's
well, we had one.
Actually,
I was about to say, didn't it just happen last week?
Yeah. So, well, here's the thing too. So get this right, and we're gonna bring this up during E3, but there was a whole thing that went out where people like because of people got DMCA'd on E3 because they were playing music.
That's like every big event. Like every big event plays music, and then Twitch DMCA's the people who stream it.
Forza had music that was DMCAable, and so if you played it, you had a chance of getting DMCA'd, like or whatever else, which is crazy. So, and the way people are getting around that now is they're just deleting the VODs. Like no one's keeping VODs around anymore. Which is nuts. So hey, by the way, thank everybody because we just got to I got an achievement for getting 100 messages sent through this program that we're using. So thank you, chat.
Hey,
I don't know
send them messages. Let's go to 1,000.
What that means, but sure.
Don't spam
them. But anyway, yeah. So DMCA happened, and then Nintendo. There was this whole thing about like, no, you can't stream it. Then it was like, oh yes, you can. No, you can't. Yes, you can. And it was like literally 2 minutes into the fucking show that people were like, oh yeah, you can stream this. It's fine. But people had already been like, I'm not streaming it. Like,
I mean, I wouldn't stream it anyways. Nintendo's fucking
this
was boring as shit.
Is just ridiculous. Like the world we stream in right now is fucking crazy. So, but anyway, we're gonna move on to our next section, and I'm super excited about it. So, guys, we are gonna talk about games that we've been playing and things that we've been doing. I am I'm super excited to kind of kick things off with this. And for your first time ever seeing it, and I'm hoping that I have all the scenes hidden the proper way. Let me just fucking make sure that I have everything hidden.
You got this.
Everything is hidden.
It's
all right.
One of those moments.
Everything is hidden properly. So welcome guys to the newest edition and segment, or well, how we're going to run things from now on with the show. So before we would all sit around, we'd talk about it. You guys wouldn't get to see what we're talking about or anything like that. But now officially, you guys get to see exactly what the fuck we're talking about. And I started last week playing Phantasy Star Online. Guys, talk about that. That was sick. Sorry. It took so long. It took so long to get this right. So like super, I know it's fucking dumb, but like I'm super excited to be able to actually show this off and be able to show like this. So now as we're talking about the games that we're playing, we're actually gonna be able to show the stuff that we're talking about, which is fucking right. This is something we've wanted for so long. So super excited, guys.
It's a level of interactivity that we finally can bring to the channel.
Absolutely.
And only on the live streams. If you guys are listening to this in podcast format on Spotify or something like that, you only getting like 50%.
Yeah,
60%.
You're not really gonna also you're not gonna understand what you're seeing and what we're gonna be talking about, because this now allows not only us to be able to ask questions, but you guys to be able to ask questions as you're seeing the content, right? So Phantasy Star Online, it went blank. I don't know what I'm doing in that game, but
this is Phantasy Star Online.
Oh, this is a great game. This is a great part of the game.
Yeah, this is Phantasy Star Online to New Genesis. So essentially what it is Phantasy Star Online 2 has been out for a long time, and actually New Genesis has been out I believe over on the east for a little while, and they brought it over to the west. But it's as crazy as it is, like it's actually it's a different game. The weird thing about it is that you can actually pull your Phantasy Star Online 2 character into this and vice versa. But you can't play, like people that are playing on Phantasy Star Online 2 can't play fantasy with people that are playing Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis.
Well, that makes sense. It's a different game.
It's a completely different game.
Right. It's just weird. It's just a weird fucking thing. Like,
so does like the character's progression cross over, or is it just the pure aesthetic?
It's the character's progression crosses over too.
Oh, that's amazing.
But they had to have imported whatever you can get in Phantasy Star Genesis into Phantasy Star 2 as well.
Yes. So but you start off like in this, Phantasy Star has always been about going into like a hub world and then selecting a mission and then going out and doing that mission and then coming back.
Kind of like what's that?
It's like
that one robot-y.
Oh.
The one with the shells, but they're not shells. It's like a lot of action there.
Warframe?
Like buggy. Warframe. Yeah, it's kind of like Warframe.
Kind of. Very much.
I would say more like Monster Hunter, honestly.
Well, it's more like Guild Wars. Like if the old school Guild Wars, like if anybody ever played Guild Wars 1, that's exactly what it was like. So now, God, I guess I'm cheesing about how good this looks, guys.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, it does.
Like,
props.
But so essentially you are no longer in a hub world. There's a city that you go into and you phase into. But it's pretty seamless when you phase into it. But the whole thing now is what you're seeing. So it's like Monster Hunter meets this open world. You go out and like I'm fighting this person actually in well, this section is a tutorial, but the part when you get into it and get out in the world, you're actually in a open world setting. And these things just randomly happen. So like monsters will spawn randomly, events will happen randomly. And so it's basically kind of like Monster Hunter in a quote unquote open world setting, with other players that are around. It's fun. It's definitely fun. And
kind of like Genshin too, in a way.
Kind of, yeah. So like honestly,
because it's co-op, right? It's only like a 4-player co-op, right?
No, this is MMO. It's MMO.
Is it full on MMO?
Yeah, it's full on MMO.
I thought okay, so Phantasy Star 2 was more of like the hub where you only are instanced with like a few other people, right? Correct. Or was that an MMO as well?
It was still an MMO.
It was still an MMO, but you only went in with 4. You only went in with like 4 or 5 people.
Okay, that's what I was saying. This game's completely open.
This game is completely open. Now you still go. You can still go into sectors with people. So like you can still and say, hey, like I want to select this person to go in, and they're my group. And like if you go and they have these things that are called I keep wanting to say the polygons, but they're not that. I forgot. They're like these like things that you go into, and they're like trials essentially that you go and do, where you can do that as content, like whatnot. And then there's end raids, but the end raids are more or less like going and doing stuff like this, where like a big invasion will happen. You'll go fight a big boss. There'll be different stages to it, and whatnot. It feels like, again, to me, they took a lot out of Monster Hunter. Like, and you can see it here, right? Like, this is exactly like you're fighting one big beast. The cool thing about it is that
it looks a little more God Eater than Monster Hunter, but theirs are both the same type.
I don't know. Have you played Monster Hunter?
I've played World.
This is more fast paced than Monster
I was gonna say a little bit more fast paced.
But that's just because of like the thing, and that's what I was gonna go into. Like your abilities and your weapon classes and styles. Like you essentially, the whole point of it is basically getting in there, and you have different classes. So you have like Hunter, you have Ranger, Gunner. There's like Berserker. Fighter, and they all have their different weapons classes, and it's not so much that the class that you pick, it's more or less like the weapons that they allow you to use. And the cool thing is that you can dual spec, and they don't limit you on what you're speccing into. So for instance, I went fighter, and then I went tech, so I was able to heal myself, and cast some magic on myself while also being able to kind of get in there and do damage. And you can flip on the fly. Like literally you can just switch your weapon, and go to the next set, and kind of mid combat. So like something's not working, you can switch up and be this next kind of person. And it's all about combos. Like it's not about necessarily like sitting there. As you can tell, it's action combat. So you're actually going in, hitting things, moving, dodging attacks. Enemies will have different phases that you have to go through. And then you get these things called burst, which are basically where you acquire more, like kind of like an ultimate. Right. And as you go through the world, there'll be these sectors that open up that will give you what's called a PPE burst. And they are essentially these areas that will just like juice the shit out of you, and they get harder and harder and harder as you go and progress those stories or progress that area, and you will get better and better loot out of it. I mean, it's a lot of fun. Like there's, it is one of those games. It's completely free. You can go and play it right now. I will tell you that right now, from what I can tell and what I've put into it, I think it's gonna end up being a pay to, or at least very much a pay to convenience kind of thing. Because what they do is they gate you behind with how many times you can upgrade your item within a certain limit. So essentially, you can only upgrade this amount of times before it stops you. And if you have
Like completely, or is there any other
it
way
stops you
to
for
like pass that?
it stops you for a time. Like so you're
So it's
limited.
like a daily time like limit,
Correct.
kind of
And
like what Genshin had.
correct. And then also too, it costs money to continue to upgrade those things and materials. And the materials are either you can grind those materials out, which it takes a lot longer, or you can just straight out buy the materials.
Okay. So
So
yeah, definitely pay for
it's
convenience.
an absolutely pay for convenience. Is it a pay to
Yeah.
win strategy? I don't know because there's no PvP. So like realistically, what you're paying to win is just to get through the game faster, right? Like, and to get that, I don't know if it's necessarily a piece where like I don't know. I mean, Enigma, what would you classify that? Like, would you classify that as a pay to win strategy or no?
If there's no
I mean,
PvP,
I would say definitely
yeah,
pay for convenience
yeah,
because pay to win would require you to have the ability to purchase any type of up that would have you give you an advantage over other players
yeah.
in that player versus player context at least.
Yeah.
I still think it's kind of pay to win because obviously either way you look at it, it's still being able to pay
You're buying
for
something for
something,
progression.
yeah, for
Yeah,
something
and
that can give you an up over other players. But it's a less of a strenuous and less of a I would even say like serious pay to win as like an
mhm.
actual PvP game, I think.
I'm trying to get into a section where we can see. So like right now, here we go. So this is a section where like those people that are running around right there, those are actual people. So those are not
So you can take down the same enemy like with them. It looks like you're working together.
they're all and this was
Yeah,
it was not like you could run in and group up and then get phased.
yeah,
This was all real time happening.
like a world
Um,
event kind of thing.
correct. Yep.
Yeah,
And there's like air juggling, and I mean, again, it is a very fun game to play, and to be
Yeah.
for free, like you can get a lot of content. And one of those things where like if you want an MMO, but you don't want like the hassle of like fuck me, man, I got to get the grind in, I got to do all this kind of stuff. Like you can get in there and really just have a good time, playing it. It does bring back the old school Phantasy Star vibes in a way because that game was completely about just grinding for gear. Like you were literally just grinding for gear, and that's exactly what this is. The thing I will say that I don't like is that the highest level cap is I think 20 right now. And by the time that I got done playing in 2 days, I was already level 11. So
gotcha.
and I had not explored and what
Is
they'll
this game service like a live service? So is it
oh
gonna be
yeah
like
yeah
updated and stuff?
it's
Of
definitely
course it
live
is, yeah.
service, yeah, it's
Yeah,
100% live service, yeah.
yeah.
The,
So I mean, they'll probably raise that cap, I'd
yep.
assume.
Yep. But I mean, again, there's no way in hell I would have ever touched PSO2 because it was riddled with like microtransactions, and one, it was dense as fuck to get into. And unless you were paying for stuff, you weren't going to be viable. And this, like, right now as it stands, I would say give it a shot. It's fun. It really is kind of cool to get in there. You can, like I said, you're upgrading stuff fast. You're to a certain point, and then after that, it kind of slows down. But it's a lot of fun. I don't know. It's really cool, and it's free. Like I said,
Hell yeah.
go download it on
I was
Steam.
actually thinking about downloading it because one of
Yep.
our buddies was asking me if we wanted to play.
Yep. A lot of different classes, a lot of different guns, a lot of different techniques, and you feel like a badass, man. When you get in there and you start swinging some shit around, you feel like a complete badass.
Yeah, it looks
yeah, and there's a lot of customization too. Like you can really kind of get in there and customize your character to look kind of cool, as well. So yeah. So moving on to the next game that we played. That one was Last Spell. So this was another game that I picked up that I was extremely excited for. It's I think it's still in early access if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I've seen this.
And actually I can go in and check.
It's that one that I turned you on to, right? The
Yeah, you had mentioned it. Enigma had mentioned it.
Yeah.
So what you're seeing real
Pretty
quick
good.
right here before we jump into it. So it is a roguelike basically disaster built like strategy game. So very much like We Were Billions, or We Are Billions or whatever it's called.
Yeah, they were. Whatever.
They Were Billions, yeah, and that and whatnot. And then but you're also leveling your character. So you have 3 characters that you get, and each time that you die or lose, you get brand new characters. So you're gonna have a different role, different sets. There's no everything, the run is not going to be the same every single time. Positioning of stuff is going to be different, like how you're seeing right now. The objective is that little circular glowing area, portal area. You have to protect that. And you go through different waves every single night. And there's basically these zombie hordes that come in, and your job is to fend them off. Until
so it's a build your own tower defense.
Essentially, yes, but the towers are your characters. So you're not, there's no like, you're not placing down like archer towers or anything like that. There's also the aspect like right here, like what you're seeing is you're building upgrades. So you're upgrading your area that will give you like more gold. It'll give you more mana. It'll heal someone once a turn or something like that. Like, and I'm gonna tell you right now, it is dick kicking difficult. Like it is, it's fucking hard, man.
And do you lose when all your characters die?
Yes.
Is that
well? So there's two lose
or
scenarios.
your tower dies.
It's whenever you die, or whenever all your characters die, or whenever your tower is dead. Most likely your tower will die before your characters will. In most situations, but there's different spells. There's team damage, so you can hurt your own people. And there's a building aspect to it. So like you can build a wall all the way around your city. But the enemies will come in and destroy it. So as you're seeing like right now, like I'm going in and kind of placing down these structures to build a wall to try to stop the horde. And it tells you like there's a horde coming from this way and this and these two different directions, right? And again, you got to think like your characters can only move so far. You've got to space them out to where, you know, everything, you know, you can kind of hit everything. But I'm gonna tell you, man, like I've only survived at most 3 nights, I think, total.
Get fucking good, bud.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking tough.
Medca's bad, bro.
Yeah, it's tough, dude. It's tough. Like,
is there like permanent advancements in it?
Yes. So as you go, you'll get these things that you'll at the end of the game or through the game you'll acquire these souls, and it's like there's one there's like yes.
Yeah,
Bill's interested. So there's a one that's like a dark side and then a light side, and you acquire souls that basically you're donating to both sides, and they'll give you new things. So like as you progress, you'll be able to say, hey, I want to unlock the ability to have you know, my heals per day be, you know, twice as hard or be twice as good kind of situation. So it definitely helps to kind of, you're going to get, like I said, you're going to get your teeth kicked in over and over and over again until you get to that point where you're earning and you're doing well. But like, there's a whole, like I hear there's an equipment system. You're putting, you know, you're leveling each character, and each character can have different skill sets. They have perks. It's really good, man. And like I said, I think if I'm not mistaken, I want to say it's like $20. Yeah, it's $20 right now, and it's fully out. Oh no, it's still in early access. So I stand corrected. It's still early access.
Did you say this is the Dark Souls of tower defense games?
I would say Dark Souls. I would say Dark Souls is easier than this, man. This is fucking tough, dude. It's fucking rough.
You said there's a dark side.
Yeah, it's if you like roguelikes and you like you know, RPGs as well as like city defenders or tower defense kind of games, this hits all of those. And I've yet to encounter a bug. I've yet to encounter any kind of weird issue where something didn't load or not load. And I don't know, it's just a lot of fun. You know, and their talks.
How long are like the days? So like, how long is like your typical run? You know,
I mean, if you're
not like just starting out, like is each run like maybe like 30 minutes or so or longer?
I would say probably anywhere between like 10 to 15 minutes per run, depending on what day. And it does like obviously will get easier and
you'll last longer and longer.
Right. I'm trying to get to let me see if I can get to a point where there's actually you guys are actually seeing like combat happen. So here we go. So like right here. You're kind of seeing a little bit of combat. Let me bring it back just a little bit. So you can kind of see these guys are out in the back, right? And they're coming in from this like this whatever mist or whatnot. So you're attacking them as they're coming. So like certain characters are melee characters, other characters are ranged characters. So like you can see that you have multi abilities that'll hit multiple different targets,
and you actually use their skills and stuff. So you're like using them each.
Yep. So each person has a turn. Each person has mana. And like over you can see down there they have like a movement bar, a mana bar, and a health bar. The crazy thing is that your mana does not replenish on its own. So like at the end of the day, you have to put workers at a mana stone that will then replenish your mana. And you can only choose a certain amount of people to replenish per day to do that. And you can go and like then you're like harvesting and building more workers so that you can then tear down some of these buildings that you see that are on fire to be able to get resources to build more walls, to build more structures. And it's just it complements everything really, really well. And the last thing I'll say about this game, the music is amazing. Like it
soundtrack makes the game, man.
Oh my god, dude. The soundtrack is so good.
Yeah. Ambiance and like mood setting music like can make or break an experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It reminds me a lot of that game Stone Shard meets like a tower defense. Yeah. Stone Shard, that game was hard as hell too.
Yeah.
That game was tough.
Yeah. I remember that.
Stone Shard is really, really tough, but it's it's like that, man. It's no joke. Yeah. It will not like it does not play around. It will literally kick you in the teeth every step of the way. Like they give you a few warnings, like you just saw there. They're like, "Hey, do you sure you want to do this?" Like you know, you still have characters that can move, or whatever, and you can choose to ignore them or not. But like, man, I'm gonna tell you, like, you know, and honestly too, the other thing that I like about it is that there's a huge RNG element as well, as depending on the characters that you get, right? Because you could end up getting like a shaman, a warrior, and you know, a wizard, but you have no one that's real melee, right? Unless you build out that person to be melee. And each character has 2 weapon sets that you can switch between, so you can buy a weapon set that is more for you know, it's like turn your ranger into a more like roguish character if you want to do that as well. So there's a lot of enemies. There's a lot of build variety, dude. This is nothing, man. It gets this is like I think this is like day 2 or some shit. Yeah. Like there's literally like once you get to like day 3, they're coming in from like all 4 angles, all 4 areas. It's like it's then there's like flying ones. There's ones that spit vile like you know, venom and shit. I mean it's
fun times.
It's insane. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, Last Spell, $20 on Steam right now. It's an early access. Like go check them out. It's a
got Sin's seal of approval.
It's so good. Yeah, it's such a fun game.
Hard to get these days.
Yep.
Yeah,
it is. It is. I'm a cynical piece of shit.
Especially if you're Biomutant.
So we're not gonna talk about Biomutant, bro. I asked if you wanted to bring it up, and you said no. So
I said the B word.
Okay. 2 more games, and we're going to go over to Mr. Bill. So another game that I've been playing, and Bill, I think you actually have seen me play this too, and I'm actually I wanted to talk to you a little bit about it. But it's called Edge of Eternity. This is another game that it just popped up on my my radar in Steam. It was like showed up as one of my recommended games. And it just went to 1.0 here recently. So it was in early access, and then on the 8th it went full retail. So let me first start off by saying that this is from an indie developer. Their games that they have created is this and another game called Hover, which was Hover's like a open world parkour platformer game.
Large jump to a new style.
Yeah, very, very, very different style with this. So here's what I'll tell you, right? It's fun. The game incorporates a lot of crazy things. So like you're seeing here, like the combat system is a turn-based, it's an action turn-based, so ATB, right? An action turn-based game, but incorporates a grid style movement system to where you are moving around. There's back attacks and things like that. It reminds me of like I don't want to say old school Final Fantasy. It reminds me of Final Fantasy X, but like if you were to be moving around the area in a 3D motion versus kind of just everybody lined up, right?
Yeah, I get that feel too.
I can see that. The main character feels like a knockoff Noctis, 100%, dude. Like
looks like it too.
He looks like
Edgelord to the max with some teleporty sword moves.
Yep. And so I will say like the animations of the game, like the movement in the game, and is not its strong suit. The dialogue in the game is not necessarily its strong suit. like, and the storyline is fucking dark as fuck, dude. Like,
is it voice act? Oh, yeah,
it's got voice acted lines and then non-voice acted lines. Like it's like a meld of like all of these different things, right? It's got like that Final Fantasy old school style of like the blue box with the picture frame and the text. It's got that, right? Then it's got like the voice acting. But literally one of the things in the game was like your character is trying to, I'm trying not to spoil anything. Your character is trying to help somebody, and the person that you're trying to help basically says, "Why the fuck did you come here to help? I ought to lock you in a fucking basement so that you can't go out and save my life." Essentially, it's like, wait, what? And then like another quest sends you on this quest where like this thing killed this person's child, and you have to choose on whether or not you're going to kill the thing, or whether you're going to kill the thing or not kill the thing, and then whether you tell the person whether you're going to kill it or not kill it. And the reason that the thing kills the thing is because it's supposed to know what's good and evil. And it's like, what? Like, it's a dark fucking story, man. Like,
sounds like it's got some like Witcher style like storytelling to it as well.
Yeah, it's definitely leans kind of heavily into that. It's open world style, so like you're running around the area very a la like Final Fantasy I don't want to say 15 because Final Fantasy 15 was way more open than this. But like you're basically running in and engaging into enemies as you go.
It's more like a Tales game from what I'm seeing.
Yeah. The cool thing about it though is this system that you're seeing here, which is the upgrade systems. So versus your characters having their spells that they have, so like if you have a healer class, you have whatever else, it's all based on the weapon that you attach and then these crystals that you get. So you're getting crystals as you play, and you're looting them off of enemies. And those crystals have bonuses, and those crystals will then fit into certain slots based on the weapon. So like you're now searching for weapons that have like crystal slots in certain areas so that you can get the build that you want. So for instance, I went through part of the game with my caster having an earth rift, which is this big boulder that drops down. But I switched weapons, and now I couldn't slot that earth crystal into where I needed to go. So I had to either choose to go down a path where I could slot it in there and have maybe worse stats, or I could go into another path and say, you know what, I'm just not going to have that, but I'm going to have better stats here. And then you can also go in there and say, like, you could craft gems together, so you can combine them together to have a chance to get the gem that you're wanting. So there's a lot of freedom in your builds and what you want. But the combat is where the system shines. I mean, the game just completely shines with its combat system. There's a lot of cool elements. It's not just this kind of thing. Like you'll see crystals that'll show up in the world that if you're standing beside those crystals, you'll get bonuses to that character. Like you'll get bonus health, bonus attack power, all of those kind of things. And it's hard, man. Like the game it's another one of those games that is difficult. Like it starts off very easy and then all of a sudden just boom, man, it slams you shut. And it's extremely difficult. But this is what I'm showing the crafts, the gem system right there. So I will tell you that it's priced $30. I got it for $20 because it was on sale. It's priced at $30. There's a lot of bugs in the game. There's like audio bugs. There is
That's a fair price though, I think, for a game like this.
I don't think
I'd pay the $30. I think like 20, like you said, but I think that's not a bad price to start at.
I can tell you right now, for $20 it's fine. For $30 it's not. Like as much as I'm enjoying the game and I'm playing through it and I'm gonna continue to finish the run, and I really am, like, I'm loving the game. Like every turn I'm just, the combat system I fall more in love with. Their questing system I fall more in love with. Like it's very open. It's not like super linear. You have hunts that you go out and like you're hunting down epic rare monsters, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. Is it a small dev team?
Yes, it is. It is a smaller dev team, and they're actively working on it. Like I feel bad because the game is getting bashed on reviews, but here's what I'll tell you: the game should not have gone 1.0. Like if with the issues that are in it, where like I had an issue at the very beginning of the game where like I equipped it and it didn't equip, and so I had to unequip it and re-equip it to get the spell to show up. Like that's kind of
this was a new game.
Yeah, that was my issue with it. Was like the other night I asked you, is this EA, and you were like, no, it's release. I was like, you're fucking with me, right? Like,
yeah, it's not early access anymore. It's 1.0. You know, and
I was like, when
Too
I
soon.
first when I first saw you like start playing this, I was like, oh, this is like 0.5. This is like they're halfway through their first iteration.
No,
I mean,
I
it
would
looks
not
like
get.
it's a pretty full-fledged game. It's just not
There's
the
there's a lot of rough
Yeah.
spots. Yeah, there's a lot of rough spots that are
Yeah.
there that need like I said, like some of the UI stuff. Some of you're not gonna get the animation to be any better. Like the way the characters look and move, like it is what it is.
very stiff.
The
like,
world is very pretty. Like the world is
Yeah.
gorgeous. I'll tell you that. But where
soundtrack.
the game and the soundtrack is very good too. Like I'll leave the game on just to hear it play. Like in the background. Another good game with good music. But there's a lot here, right? Like it's a big game. It's a lot of stuff to do. They're boasting that there's over 120 hours worth of content. I don't know if that's 100% true or not. But that's what the devs team is saying. You know, but still at $30, it's a harder pill to swallow. If you're looking for an RPG, if you're looking for something that is more open world, you know, or just something different than what we've been getting, I don't think you'll be disappointed. Just know that there are some bugs that are going to be there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Word.
So
Cool.
Yep. And then moving on to the last game that I played. I played a lot of games, guys. But this one,
I was laughing at the smile that the dude made in like his
Oh, I
little
didn't see it.
avatar.
oh,
This is just the cheesiest.
Like a smirk. Like
well, also there's a weird dichotomy between you and your sister, because the girl that you see, that blonde girl, is your sister. And there's some moments there where it's like
like Luke and Leia moments.
Not necessarily like Luke and Leia moments, more like I'm gonna murder you in your fucking sleep moments.
So just like
the
sibling
other
rivalry.
way.
Like,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no,
Well, I would-
sibling rivalry is different. This is like, you're a dumb bitch and I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like kind of moments of being like, and then she's just like, I wish you would have died when you went to the army. And it's like, wait, what?
God.
Like, holy hell. But
Okay.
like I said, it's
moving
dark.
on.
It's dark, man, but it's
Sounds like it.
it's fun. It's definitely fun.
Fun.
Okay, so this is a game actually that myself, Enigma, and Scruffy have all played, and released yesterday in demo form. It is Naraka Blade Point, right? Blade Point.
Blade Point.
Yeah. So I've been talking for like, I don't know, too long straight. I'm gonna open it up to you guys. Like, go ahead. And Enigma, to be fair, you're the one that like really turned us on to this game. So
Yeah, you get it off more. You play more than me too.
I mean, we pretty much played the exact same, I think, but yeah, no, it was a game that I noticed like a couple weeks ago. I think maybe a week after the last episode. So it's been like a week or two, but I noticed it. We saw a little bit of it at E3. Surprisingly, they did a pretty decent showcase at E3. It's a more Asian themed BR, which is, you know, usually with BRs that would just turn me off completely. But the fact that it's mostly melee kind of caught my attention a little bit. Granted, I don't think it's, you know, you get in there and you've got a couple of ranged. You got the multi-shot crossbow and shit, which I didn't know was in the game, but it doesn't
it's
seem
deadly.
to. It's deadly, but it doesn't seem to. It doesn't seem to affect the gameplay too much, you know.
If you can
gotta,
break the gap, it's
Yeah.
probably not as effective.
it's not too bad. It's fair enough. Like it does chunk pretty hard, but granted, most of it though is pretty much all melee. That's where you get most of your damage from, and it's fun. I had a really fun time playing it the other night. I'm glad that they released the demo because I was a little hesitant. I paid the $19 or $20 or whatever it is for the base level, like pre-order for it to get into the beta and all that shit. Granted, I probably shouldn't have done that. Fucking pre-orders, it is what it is. But
well, also too, I found out you could get into the beta without having to pre-order. So
yeah, that's it too. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a good game though.
Hook shot stuff, or am I?
Yeah, no, it's got a grappling hook.
There's a lot of combos you can do with like grapple hook and
it's got a grappling hook that you can actually use as like a weapon. Like you can grapple hook onto people and pull yourself closer and do like combos with like Scrub said.
Real quick, Bill, for that grappling hook, I don't know if you've seen it or noticed, but it's actually a squid.
Tentacles.
I did not notice.
So it shoots out a squid that has ink
and
when it grapples. If I get a chance where I grapple again, you can look at it, but like it literally it's a squid that you shoot out. So
that's dope.
But it's
like a guardian spirit type thing, or is it just like
no, it's like a skin. The grappling hook with it's
there's
like
a lot of really cool skins in this game.
It's an Asian theme. You know, you're gonna have all those skins, but they do have some pretty good ones. I wasn't too impressed with a lot of them on the first little bit, but once you like play the game a little bit and you unlock some of the stuff, like some of the cosmetics look decent, like extremely decent.
Yeah,
this fight right here, you're getting into some like crazy fights. Like I feel like we had our encounters were all just like face to face, but you're like going like grappling to people in the air and whatnot.
Yeah,
need more fights like that.
Mobility.
Yeah,
bro.
Do
you have the one last night from when we were hiding in the trees?
Yeah, I could try to find it.
I was like way further in the back, but yeah, it's a good time, man. Like it's one of the I can proudly and openly say that I think it's one of the only BRs that I will play.
And it's
a lot, you know.
Now, when we were talking about this, you said it's kind of like Apex in the way where like there's different characters and each of those characters have a different ability.
Yeah,
and whatnot.
So it's like a hero. It's like a hero game as well.
Yeah.
So like I was playing the healer, which had an F ability that you could you put down like this little fan that was like a totem, and you can either teleport yourself to the fan or you can heal your teammates by selecting them and then hitting right click once you've done it.
Yeah.
So it's got those. It's got ultimates. My ultimate was a big AOE circle. I think your guys' ultimates were like the fucking.
This character here,
shit, right?
You saw me go invisible. So she'll go invisible for a certain amount of time, and then she can also warp around.
Scruffy was playing the character for like a solid minute that had like a big AOE that put like this gigantic fucking.
It was like a Sandman dude. Yeah, he like dashes up into like a whirlwind in the air and like throws down like sand like tornadoes on people, which like hit them up.
There's the guy that we're fighting right now is like a monk, and he's got a special ability where his ultimate is he turns into like this gigantic he
like
turns into this giant
like
Jin.
Goro. Yeah,
it's got multiple hand or multiple arms.
The big baby. I can't remember the name in Smite.
Yamcha.
Yamcha. Yeah. Big guy. Turns huge.
Yeah.
And he grapples people. The biggest thing with him is like he can grab you and then just carry you around for a solid like 20 seconds. So like last night we had one encounter where he literally grabbed me and killed me, and I couldn't do anything about it because I couldn't heal the other guys and I couldn't heal myself. So
and this
it's kind of got like aspects of Apex Legends and
this shows you.
What's that?
I was saying this shows you here like the different builds. So it's not just
that's his name.
It's not just that your character has like 3 abilities, but like you can actually go in and purchase abilities to make your characters do different things. So like this here is showing like that there's different types of teleports that you can use and change. And then also too on here, if I can find it, you'll be able to go to I think I can go into talents. I think I show it here, but like you're going to a section 2 where you're going to get glyphs and you can upgrade those glyphs as well. I think this is it. Nope. Anyway, but whatever. But like you'll get glyphs and you'll be able to change your characters there by like the grappling distance. You'll do things that are like, how fast you regen energy, and you can upgrade those. So there's a lot of customization with your characters, which is not something you get in most BRs. Like most BRs is just everybody's the same, drop down and go.
Also customization on your characters, you can completely customize the look of your character as well.
Like
it's
BDO style.
You're not stuck with like one or two or three specific looks for your character. Like your entire like facial structure, your features, your skin color, tattoos, everything like that, you can change on your character. You're not stuck to one or two different looks. They have a very interesting and weird mechanic as well that I took advantage of last night. You can upload a picture and make the game make your character look like whatever picture you uploaded. So like if you take a picture of like what I don't
Your
know,
Johnson.
like, yes.
There's gonna be a lot. There's gonna be a lot of penis shit.
It'll do its best to make that character look exactly like the picture that I.
It's gonna be a lot of Cyclopses running around the map. That's all I'm saying.
It was a little weird, but you know, I like that ability. Like it's kind of, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I went out and found some picture of some hot Asian woman and
Oh my God.
There you go. I'm gonna put like my one emote where I'm like.
What you're seeing here too is like there's different builds that you do. So like there's these shards that you get or runes that you go and get, and you can basically grab them and attach them. And they can be things like health, bonuses, attack bonuses, range defense, headshot defense, the whole nine, right? So like there's a lot of customization to your characters. And also too, the other thing that I like about it is that once you get an item, it's not there forever. Like you have to repair. So there's no ammo. But you do have to repair the items. So like you will go in, and if you don't, they'll break and they'll be left.
You got to really be on top of it too, because I got screwed in a few situations where it's like I can't use this item; it's gonna break.
Yeah,
like literally. And if it's like a legendary item or like a purple, even like you don't want that to break.
I was trying to see too if I could find that picture Enigma where we were fighting, but like there's one of these spots where this was one of the fights where like I literally got into a situation where it was just like we went into a fight, we got like third partied, and then I was by myself, and I'm literally just going around like warping all over the place, trying to go invisible, trying to like get kills, and literally got to a point where like I got to like the final two, but it's nuts. But like you'll go from a moment, that's the thing about this game, it's very different. You'll go from a moment that's like okay, calm and like relaxed, and all of a sudden hearing like these footsteps, which the sound in this game is very good in my opinion. Like even when you're walking on like
impressive,
like a shingled roof, like a pot roof or whatever else, you hear like tick, 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 kind of sound. But like you hear noise and you're like, oh shit, and then everything just blows the fuck up, man. Everything just like pops the fuck off. And it's intense, and it's like it's all about skill. Like you could be it's
all about combos, man. That's the thing that like turned me on so much to the game to begin with, was like it's a action combat game where it incentivizes you to do combos, it incentivizes you to parry, it incentivizes you to block. You know, you can't just go. I mean, you can go in there and spam if you want to, but you're gonna have a harder time if
you'll get countered a lot because other people will know just how to attack against spam.
And we 100% got countered by
these guys. This is the part
these
where
guys knew what they were doing
and ran up on you and just destroyed you. And they destroyed like both of us, me and Enigma too.
Yeah.
No, these guys, I do not know what the fuck happened right here, but this is exactly what happened to me too. What they just like rushed in there and just fucking triple team me, and I was like, okay, I'm dead. Okay.
Well, they obviously were coordinated. They had a strat. They all used the same character that has this ult where you can just dash around and just you're pretty much
there's some of the skins
just crazy fast. I don't even know.
Yeah,
so
some of the skins
are
crazy, man. They look really good.
The skins are dope.
Yeah. And then
there's a few balancing issues I feel like they need to work out. Definitely with some of the weapons, like
they need to nerf the spear for sure.
The spear is insanely OP right now.
I think this is the spot Enigma where we got so this is the spot here.
This is it, yeah.
This is the tree.
This is where I murdered everyone in Sin Watch.
So yeah, I literally he became kill leader and I got nothing done. Like I was just sitting there like twirling my fingers.
This was a good strat though, man. Like I am impressed with our strategy on this, like hiding up in those trees and watching
the fact right here, or is it happening?
No, this is before.
It's before. So basically where that little gold circle is, and this is the thing too that's very different. Like the map is always changing, like not just a sense of like the circle's coming in, but like they'll spawn quests that'll show up, they'll spawn these special chests that'll show up. They're spawning
like the kill zones like PUBG.
Yep. And whatnot. But like the thing about this game is also verticality. So here you go. So we basically grapple up and then we go up and chill in this tree, right? So like you can just chill here. And we wait while like this chest is spawning down below us. That is gonna be like a special chest. It gives you like legendary items. So we essentially just wait for someone to show up and then go into blast the shit out of them. But like you're crouching tiger, hidden dragon in this tree. And also I want to point out that the fucking lizard that's in the sky is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's impressive, man. Like the entire game looks very pretty. Like I will give it to them. They need to get some a little bit of tweaks in it so that it runs a little bit better.
Yeah, it's
but
not
it is a
optimized.
very beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful
Definitely
game.
not optimized. My PC is trash and it barely
Those
runs
mine,
it.
yeah, mine is not trash. Mine's like mid tier and it barely runs it. Like
Yeah.
fuck, Sin's got a big dick energy fucking PC and his can barely run it.
Yeah.
Here you guys go. Well, Enigma. There he goes.
Yeah. I was lobbing grenades. But anyway, yeah, so this is Naraka Blade Point. It's free right now on Steam for the beta is out. You can go and play it. This is the final beta. It will go launches August 20 or 12th, I believe.
Is it launching free to play too, or is it going to
no,
be
it's
$20?
$20.
No, it's
$20.
$20, yeah.
That's fine,
It's buy to
honestly.
play. I would
honestly
rather
think you
I'd
have
rather
free to
you buy to
play
play.
battle
$20 is not a bad price for it.
Yeah,
No.
I would rather go buy to play with this than I would free to play because
Yeah.
it's gonna have
Gets rid of a lot of
hackers.
the
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
Riddled of bots and hackers if it went free to play.
Yeah, give it a shot. You know, it's a fun little game for sure.
Yep.
So, Billy, you ready for your debut, bro?
Yeah, man, let's do it.
All right. So
Spotlight. All lights on Bill.
next up is Bill, and you have been jumping into that Stranger of Paradise, right? Final the
Yeah, this is our first conversation for the E3 showcase.
Yep.
Ooh.
Take it away, Mr. Bill. Oh, I tried to find a
So-
spot where something was going on. So
Yeah, no worries. So, yeah, Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin. It was announced at E3 that, well, it was leaked a few weeks before E3 that Square Enix was working on a Final Fantasy-based Souls-like. And then at E3 we got this. People were really expecting Final Fantasy 16 news. I was one of those people.
Yeah.
And we didn't get any of that, but we got
Nope.
this. I blame Marvel because they bought out half of Square Enix's showcase, but we're not going to get into that right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin, from what everybody is seeing and thinking, it is not a reboot of Final Fantasy 1, but kind of like some sort of side story with Final Fantasy 1. It's very convoluted. What is actually going on.
And that's probably because the Kingdom Hearts guy is on the case on this
oh
one.
fuck,
so-
I'm out. I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah,
Oh, man. Let's go.
Nomura is working on this one. He's the lead director for this project. So
Sweet. All right, I'm in.
if that wasn't abundantly clear, the trailer made that abundantly clear because Nomura just likes to throw and like beat buzzwords to death. And they probably said chaos about 20 times
Chaos.
within the trailer.
Chaos. I literally thought this game was
Which-
called Chaos, like Final Fantasy Origin Chaos.
Yeah, but the trailer was really bad. It was really, really bad. It was all either cinematics of them saying chaos or QuickTime events. It made the game look really, really like thin, empty. But once E3 was done, they released the trailer for it. The trailer was corrupted for a couple of days,
mean the
so
demo?
people couldn't
Yeah, the
actually
demo.
play it. But
Yep.
we're not going to talk about that either. Because once the trailer or the trial version of it actually got up and going, I was able to download it and play it on the PS5, and it is a surprisingly fun game. It's really, really good. And at first, when I was playing it, it didn't get the Souls-like feel to it. But as I kept playing it, as I got more and more, I started seeing this parallel. So it's got a armor system similar to how Neo had armor, where there's like different types of armor that'll complement different builds. You have armor that's better for mage, armor that's better for dragoon, armor that's better for warrior. Those are the three big classes that they had in this one. But they also have like a stamina posture system similar to Sekiro, so both you and the enemies have a posture bar underneath of your health bar, and if you can whittle that posture bar all the way down, you can execute them. And by executing them in that fashion, you turn them into crystal, you smash them, and it increases your mana bar, which unfortunately is behind my big dumb ass on the screen. But
Nice.
you start off with 200 MP, which is 2 full bars of mana, and you can get up to 600 by max. So every time you crystallize and smash somebody with an execute, it gives you
Is that an execute right there? So that's what that was.
this right here.
Yep.
Execute.
Oh, okay. Cool.
It gives you a quarter of a mana bar, and once you get 4 executes done, it gives you that full mana bar. The mana is spent on either finishers or, as you can see on screen, I was playing Black Mage job type at this time. It can be used to cast spells. It's all very, very neat. I feel like they're sewing a lot of things together. It might be a little too much, a little too busy with what they're working on, but I was really, really digging and still am digging what they are doing with it.
Is this a PlayStation exclusive?
No, it's the demo is only PlayStation exclusive. It'll be coming out on Xbox, PC, and PS5.
Nice.
Can I say that execution was very Doom-like, and I'm all for it. That was sweet. Like rip that thing's jaw open. That was cool.
It has a very Doom feel to it. I wish they would have had a few more variations of execute like per enemy, because it's the same execute no matter
same one.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, the same enemy type has the same execution style. I don't know if Doom had variations on their execution.
They did, I think. They
had a couple. It wasn't too crazy, but yeah.
No, but yeah.
Yeah. So, but it does have that Doom kind of feel to it. And if you guys haven't noticed recently with Final Fantasy and Square Enix in general, they're really going for the dark and edgy. It started with Final Fantasy 15, the boy band. Final Fantasy 14 Online has the Shadowbringers DLC out, which is full angst.
The next one is edgy as too, and Walker is gonna be even edgier.
This and Final Fantasy 16 both have kind of that like real dark vibe to it. They're going down this route with their action RPGs, and I'm about it. I think it's really, really good.
So a couple questions. So the job system, in that, did you feel like there was diversity, like a good amount of diversity between the job system, and how is it easy to switch? Like is it just basically you switch your weapon and now you're like how they do in Final Fantasy 14, and now your job is
it's
changed?
Exactly like that. So if through the demo you start off with the warrior class, which has a great sword, or the swordsman class, which has a great sword, and then halfway through you'll get a club, which unlocks the mage class, which I'm a little disappointed they didn't have like a rod or a staff or something that you could like basic attack range spells with it. Instead, they give you a club, because this game really wants you to stay melee centric for the most part. But yeah, once you like loot a new type of weapon, it'll unlock a new job class. Those job classes have their skill trees. You can level them up through there. They will unlock new moves for that weapon type, as well as like stat bonuses and stuff. And at any point, you can have 2 jobs equipped. So you can go and have the swordsman and the black mage, and with a click of the button, you can swap interchangeably between those 2 in the middle of combat. So
black mage, you say?
Indeed.
How many jobs are there
in this? As far as the demo only had, the demo had 6.
Okay.
Technically,
is there a white
technically
mage?
It's only 3. Don't know yet. Don't know. This is all, like I said, it's the game comes out in 2022. They have a lot of changing to do.
Oh shit! I didn't know it was that long. Wow.
Yeah, the people at Ninja Theory are partnering with Square Enix on this project, and Ninja Theory has a very good track record on taking feedback. They did Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, the one with Raiden.
Yeah.
They did Bleeding Edge.
They did Bleeding Edge. They did the Devil May Cry reboot that had like dark-haired young angsty Dante.
Yeah, the emo Dante.
But they are very, very good about taking feedback from their demos and implementing those changes into their games. They're one of the best AAAs out there that'll actually like take fan feedback and tweak a game around that if it's getting enough traction.
So,
but the reason I said there are 6 job classes is you get the swordsman, you get the mage, and you get the lancer. And as you level those up by using them, like I said, you can have 2 jobs equipped at a time. As long as you have them equipped, you're gaining XP for them. You don't necessarily have to be using them directly to get the XP from the kills. So if you cast a spell with Black Mage to go into Swordsman and finish everything off with the Swordsman class, Black Mage is still going to get XP from that as long as it is equipped. Once you get so far down in your skill tree, it unlocks a super class. The Swordsman turns into the Warrior. Okay. The Mage turns into the Black Mage, and the Lancer turns into a Dragoon. That all comes with a direct stat buff for.
Do you get a giant axe with the Warrior?
No giant axes yet. But what they do is like with the warrior, for instance, it unlocks the ability for you to use the great sword or the lance, with that job type. Black mage just still gets the club and shield, and then dragoon, whenever you unlock
So
it, it
weird to me.
also. Yeah, it's weird. The
Like,
dragoon
I
also.
don't. Sorry, go ahead.
The dragoon also gets a great sword and axe, or great sword and lance, but it unlocks like a special move. Like warrior gets the war cry, which is a buff that lets you heal periodically over time, and if you activate in the middle of a crowd, it'll knock everything back. Dragoon gets jump, of course, because
It's Final Fantasy.
Be a dragoon class.
Yeah, right?
It wouldn't be a dragoon class if it didn't have jump.
Speedy boy.
So, and the cool thing, the last thing I'll say about the jobs is going from swordsman to warrior. Any of the special moves that you unlocked with swordsman, like your R2 finishers or your combos or anything like that, directly transfer into warrior. Same thing with the lancer jobs. So if you unlocked a bunch of stuff in lancer, a bunch of stuff in swordsman, and then you unlock the warrior class, as long as you have the halberd equipped, you can still use your lancer moves even in the warrior stance, and vice versa with the swordsman and warrior. It's really neat how they make it so that yes, this class is a direct upgrade, but you're still able to use, like, it still gives you reason to fill out the other trees and not just rush for the upgrade path.
So what's your favorite job to play that you've played so far, I guess?
Warrior is ridiculously strong as of right now from what I'm seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Lancer has a few cool things like the spear throw. Jump is really good because you can like time it to like dodge an ability and then crash down on something. The final boss of the demo had a few big AoEs that were very quick, and you could actually jump through those and be able to stay on the offensive.
That's cool.
Black Mage has the most interesting stuff for me, but it is very hard for you to stay consistently in that phase just because it has the least amount of like defensive stuff. You get burst down and like waylaid by mobs very, very quickly in that stance. And one of the biggest problems I have with this is it brings the companion system in, kind of like what Kingdom Hearts does or Final Fantasy 15 did.
Oh, okay.
But they're fucking useless. They'll either stand there or they'll be dead. One of the two. Like, they make Donald and Goofy look like top tier choices.
Really? Even Donald?
Yeah, no. The AI is very, very bad in this game, and that is something they definitely need to
work on, I'm sure.
Yeah, like what you're seeing now is the best that the AI does. Most of the time they will just like, he's just standing there as I'm executing this guy, not even looking at that gobo. He's still standing there. He's walking up to him. It's
what's their point? Like is there any like storyline as to why they're there, or is it just that
they're did you not get it? They're there to destroy chaos. What the fuck?
Okay. Chaos. Well, I just don't understand why there's gotta be 3 of them. I mean, I
so they're
because there's too much chaos for one man to take.
Quote unquote the Warriors of Light. They're there to destroy chaos. They're your buddies. So the main character's name is Jack. And then you have Jed and Ash as your side characters. In post E3 interviews, Nomura said that you will be able to customize your side characters, and there will be more side characters than those, so you can actually interchange your side characters out, which I think is neat.
Will they be able to get their? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
That was one of the things I was concerned with the demo, was there was no customization for the boys. Not that it would have really helped much, but they both in the demo have very short range weapons. One's using like rogue twin daggers, the other's a pugilist with fist weapons. So
I'm wondering if it would be a system where they could add in like the job system to allow them to be like Black Mage and whatever to be able to build.
It seems like that. Yeah. It seems like that's the route they're going. They will only be able to specialize in one thing, but you can actually deck them out in that fashion. Yeah. So I would like to think that that's the route they're going to go with it.
Wait, I was thinking all this. I don't know why, but like you can't like switch to them, can you? To control them, they're just.
It's not like 15 where you could bounce to them.
Okay. Yeah. I was under the impression you switch to them, and that's where your other jobs come in. You assign their jobs, but no, it's you are always switching your own character's job.
Jack has 2 jobs that he can equip, and you just hit triangle to swap between them. But As of right now, they are not playable, and I don't think they will be playable
Gotcha.
throughout. If you want to go ahead and skip ahead to maybe the boss fight, there's a few systems in this that I really think you guys will enjoy, because I know, Sin, you've brought up stuff like this when we brought up Genshin. There are some enemies that will say, okay, so there's bomb type enemies. They'll cast fire at you. You can parry the fire and grab it, and then you can cast fire back at them. As you can see with the boss here, he has his sword lit on fire. I didn't know it at this point, but you can actually go and switch to your black mage, cast water on him, and it'll extinguish his fire, and it'll completely limit his combo potential.
That's cool.
In that fight. Yeah. In phase 2 of that fight, he'll turn his sword to ice, which is ridiculously OP. If you hit him with multiple fire spells, it'll melt that off, and he'll go back to doing his fist moves and stuff like that. In the open world, say you are in a tight corridor and there's a bunch of enemies like down the end, you can cast an Eroga spell, which will send a giant tornado forward, and it'll bounce them off of the walls. The way walls work in this game is, say you do an attack with knockback, it'll pancake them against the wall, and it'll do like increased posture damage. So as that Eroga going through, they're sucked up in the tornado, they're bopping off all the walls, you just see their posture gauges going down, and by the time it ends, most likely you'll have an execute.
So there's actually like physics mechanics in this.
Yeah. There's some physics mechanics. There's shrubbery and brushes that you can light on fire that can make like bottlenecks that you can funnel enemies through so that they take burn damage as they're coming at you.
And another thing, you said this is open world too? This is an open world game? Or it has...
As of right now, I don't think it will be. I think it'll be more mission based. It all depends on what the actual story of it is. It's not a reboot of 1. It is not a...
Which I think people thought it was supposed to be. 1. I think people...
That's what everybody thought. Everybody thought it was going to be a prequel to 1, or a reboot of Final Fantasy 1, and it is not. You are not the Warrior of Light from Final Fantasy 1. That has been confirmed. The leading theory right now is it's an isekai or isekai or however you pronounce it.
Isekai,
with some people being brought from like other worlds into like the Final Fantasy 1 realm.
Piss chaos off. Sorry.
So
that's pretty cool.
It all depends on how and I get kind of, so every time you access one of the cubes, which is what they call the bonfires of this game, there's kind of like a digital effect as the world resets. It almost seems like simulation based, but until we get more info about it, we just won't know. But it is firmly grounded in the Final Fantasy 1 world. It's just not the Final Fantasy 1 story.
Well, I mean, we've seen this before, right? Square is notorious for basically playing in that world, right? Like, they'll canonically, if you're talking about like order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way up to 10 or whatever else, there's so many offshoots that we get of like, tactics is over here and it's part of this thing and it's a loop back into here. And then we've got, they're doing it with like 7 now, right? With Integrad and stuff like that. Like they're just like offshoots off here. So, I mean, it's, Final Fantasy is one of those worlds that to me, it doesn't really matter.
And then you have Pumbaa.
Who?
Oh, wait, sorry.
No,
never mind.
Oh my
Kingdom
God.
Hearts.
Yeah. Fuck, Jesus Christ. Like, please keep Kingdom Hearts away from this. But I don't know. I mean, so my one question that I kind of have is, do you think like where people are calling it a Souls like game? Because what I'm seeing, like I see the Souls element to it, but to me it really feels like it reminds me of like Ninja Gaiden. A lot of Ninja Gaiden.
I get that feel a lot, actually. Just the way he dodges and stuff has a very Ninja Gaiden feel, and the pace of combat has a very Ninja Gaiden feel to it.
And I have a feeling that if a Ninja Gaiden were to come out after Souls were to be a thing, it would be considered a Souls game, like versus a Ninja Gaiden game.
Look, guys, all right? Look, guys, like it's got a big swords. It's got bonfires. It's set in a dark world. You're fighting chaos. It's basically Bloodborne.
God. He's not wrong.
I will say also, watching back, this boss of this demo was probably the hardest demo boss that I've fought in a very long time.
He reminds me of something out of Bloodborne too, honestly.
Yeah, he's ridiculous. They did a very, very good job with the boss design, and it makes me excited about like future boss design and stuff like that. This is before I got like Parry God status, so he just pushes it in, man.
Well, I mean,
And
Team Ninja is known, like Team Ninja, aside from a few things,
they make hard games.
you know, yeah, their games are difficult. But their games are very well done. Like the combat in those games are very well done. Like if you go play Ninja Gaiden 3, it's probably one of my favorite Ninja Gaiden games. And Ninja Gaiden 3 Black. It is very, very good and very tight.
It's too bad Square Enix is probably gonna fuck it up.
Well,
Let's
so
be
what
real.
I was actually going to say is that to me it feels and what it looks like is that Square Enix is providing the lore and the world, and probably some of the story, but it looks like they're allowing Team Ninja to really go in on the game and do what they want.
I think that's exactly the point. I think Nomura is fully taking his bizarre and out there story writing and letting Team Ninja build a game around that.
I swear to
And
God,
I think
I
that's okay.
fucking better not have the last boss be fucking Mickey. If the last boss is fucking Mickey, I am
But
fucking done.
Back
Man.
to your conversation, me and Enigma were talking about it earlier, and a Souls Light would be what I would categorize it as, because it doesn't have enough of those Souls elements for me to really consider it a Souls like or a Souls clone or anything like that. But it's got enough inspiration there that it's definitely inspired by the genre. They've definitely pulled mechanics from other popular Souls games into it. So
Well,
The
listen,
level
a
design is
Souls-like-
really nice on this game. I noticed,
it looks
like some
good.
of those
Oh, yeah.
areas you were earlier were like beautiful.
Yeah, it looks really good. A few people are saying it's a bit murky and like mucky looking.
I'm about that.
Dude, it's
Yeah, I'm about it too, but I'm also chalking it up to it being early, like
Yeah.
beta type game. The game comes out sometime 2022, so it's still got a lot of time for them to put polish onto it.
Dude,
And that was the whole point of them releasing this trial, was so that they could get feedback and improve the game from there.
I mean, 2022 is going to be the year of fucking dark dungeons and castles. I mean, that's what it's going to end up being. So.
Here's where I'm Parry God, by the way. I just shit all over him at this point.
Look at you go.
Oh, there's that way.
Until
That's where
I
you put
get
this sword
cocky
out.
and-
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
It looks really, really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, so once you defeat this, is this it? Like, then it just goes to.
Yeah, you knock him down, you collect loot from the fight, and then it gives you the thanks for playing. Do you want to restart from the beginning with your? It gives you a new game plus basically of the trial, so you can take
That's
all of
cool.
the experience and stuff. You can change your difficulty. It does have a difficulty slider from easy, normal to hard. This is normal footage. I did end up going back and playing it through on hard, and boy is hard a jump in difficulty. It actually changes how like move sets of enemies, like the boss here, he in phase 1 he'll do that jump back and kind of the ice fan thing, but as soon as he lands he goes forward and tries to do like the grab move on you.
That looks
it
cool,
actually
man.
it's yeah,
I'm
it's
happy.
really really well done. It's got me very excited.
I'm happy that it's going to be on PC. That was what I was concerned about. So
Let me double check that just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure that it
I'm
is all
pretty sure it
console.
is.
And
It's on there.
I'm pretty sure they're backporting it too to the PS4 and Xbox One also.
I wonder if that'll be able to handle it. If those.
I feel like people at this point backporting is a waste of time.
Well,
But-
not if you can't get systems. You know. So
True. That I think that's the reason why they're backporting it, is because systems are okay. So yes, PS4, PS5, Windows, Xbox One, and Series X.
I mean, I guess. Well, here's what people at least can be happy about is that if you do get it on an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4, at least it will look like Final Fantasy 1. So I mean, you know, 'cause the graphics will be that bad, but yeah. Well, cool. No, it looks fun, man. I'm excited for when it comes out and hopefully to see.
I could
more.
gawk about this game all day. And
Oh.
Yeah, I was
there's-
about to say, now that we've spent almost an hour and a half talking about games that we played, let's get into the actual content of the fucking
Yeah.
show that we had in Norma Silver today.
Oh fuck! We'll burn through. We'll
Oh,
burn
boy.
through E3. It was E3 was. Did you want to say something else, Bill? Sorry, I didn't know if you had anything else to say. about
Nah,
the game.
that
Oh.
was there's just a lot of nuanced mechanics into the game that I think are good. I'm really really happy about the direction they're taking it, and
we have not seen White Mage though yet, right? We've not seen any kind of heal mechanics from a caster.
No heal
right?
class. I'm assuming Rogue and Pugilist will be options since they do have 2 characters in the game that have those archetypes, but we haven't seen anything healer based now.
Okay, cool. All right,
Cool.
Yeah. So now, as Enigma so pointedly pointed out,
Kindly.
We need to like limit for the remainder for the next several.
Well, to be fair,
know,
I had a lot of
one
games.
fucking game
no,
per
fuck
person.
you, fuck you. No, absolutely not.
Jesus Christ.
Hey,
Enigma's cranky.
It's all good.
It's good, bud. Don't worry about it. Anyway, moving on to E3. So
Yeah.
E3 was a well, I guess let me just say
Okay.
Enigma and
Was that-
Enigma and I streamed E3.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It was terrible.
Yeah,
the only
it
good
was-
part about it was the Xbox and Microsoft event.
You know it's bad when people are complaining about this E3 more than the E3 where there was COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this was bad. One press conference. So first off, they had a list of press conferences. They didn't even stick to the fucking list. Warner Brothers
never did get their show, did they?
Yeah.
Warner
No,
Brothers never
not
did
at
that.
all.
Warner Brothers never did their show. I don't think Take-Two's entire show was an HR fucking.
I was about
meeting.
to say Take Two legitimately didn't even have a fucking press conference. They literally just had an HR meeting.
It was the biggest thing of virtue signaling I've ever seen in my life. Like it was crazy of what it was. Like what that I'm sitting there going, I'm like, oh, this is like the pre Take-Two. And like waiting for like them to come out with like GTA, talk about like Red Dead.
Yeah.
Nope. It was like a panel of just people
It
talking.
was legitimately 30 minutes of them trying to virtue signal each other.
It was nuts. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. I'm like, why is this on E3? Like, what the fuck is happening? Did someone forget to hit play on something? Then we got the PC game show, which was normally we are very excited about. It was a shit. It looked like a bunch of mobile games. Like
it was a bunch of mobile games. It legitimately was like just port after port after port of mobile games.
It was so bad, so bad.
Or it was like it was like a ton of like RTSs and like city builders and shit.
A lot, yep.
And I'm just like, yeah, I get it. Like that was what PC games were built off of, was like RTS and strategy games. But I know for a fact that we have more than that on PC, guys.
Yeah, there's so much.
That's not everything.
The other thing too, and that about the C3 that was really disappointing, and I think why Microsoft shines so much. And does anybody know, by the way, did Microsoft do something today? They were supposed to have an Xbox show today.
No, I didn't look.
I don't know.
I didn't see anything. No.
On there, but what normally Microsoft gets heat for this, but in this year, I think they blew it out of the. They literally, it was just game after game after game after game after game. It was just trailer after trailer after trailer. Like, how many shows did we watch Enigma where we sat there and we had to fucking listen to a panel talk?
Oh man, like that the entire day. I think it was Wednesday or Tuesday. I can't remember which one. It was the day that Take-Two did their show. I streamed for 3 hours that day, and I spent maybe an hour of it actually watching content.
It was so bad.
The rest of it was like interviews with like people that made no sense to be interviewing, virtue signaling, even more virtue signaling, which don't even get me started. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your beliefs are. We don't need an hour worth of people telling other people how they should live and how they shouldn't live. Like that's especially not on a fucking game show, on a game conference. That's ridiculous.
Glad I had other things to do. That sounds
it was terrible. And then you had Capcom, which I'm like, all right, cool. We're gonna get like
Capcom was a joke.
We're gonna get like Street Fighter stuff, and we're gonna get all this other kind of cool like stuff. They showed, well, they didn't show shit for Resident Evil 8. They said thank you for buying Resident Evil 8, and we're working on stuff. Like,
we have a DLC in the pipeline.
Like, okay,
not going to tell you what it is.
You're gonna show
not
it?
going to tell you what the name is.
We're not going to give you.
We definitely have a DLC in the pipeline.
And then they spent the rest of the show talking about. Oh no, that was Bandai Namco. Bandai Namco then spent their entire show talking about one game, one fucking game, one game. That was it. Like
it was that
the House of Ashes.
lawyer one or whatever, wasn't it?
It's the Dark Anthology's House of Ashes. Is what
Was that it?
Yeah.
Which one was the lawyer one? Because that one broke me. I was just like,
Oh, that
they
was Capcom too. They talked. That was Capcom talking about Phoenix Wright.
Yeah.
So
they legitimately spent like 20 to 30 minutes on a lawyer game talking about the intricacies and the inner workings of the most epic lawyer video game simulator you could possibly ever play.
Bandai could have at least talked about fucking this. They could have talked about Elden Ring. They're part of Elden Ring. Like they're doing something with Elden Ring.
Got Elden Ring,
and they didn't even talk about it. Like
Bill's
nothing.
happy about that.
Yeah, Bill, go ahead, jump into it, bud.
days.
Yep. He's got he's got a
Elden Ring,
countdown.
It exists.
It's real.
I still don't think it exists, man. I think that they're fucking with you. They're gonna come out whenever they fucking announce it's gonna be released. They're gonna come out and be like, just kidding, motherfuckers. We're out.
Yep.
Well, the good news is George R. R. Martin's part of the development is done, so they're not delayed
thank
on
God.
him getting anything done. He just set up the world lore and story building aspects for From Software to build upon, so that's pretty neat. But yeah, it's real.
I will say
and
one thing is that every From Software game, like I was telling Enigma this, they all look like their design is the fucking same, man. Like their character designs are like that same style.
I don't know whether it's iconic or lazy, but they do have a art direction they go for
every time.
There's a few things that are kind of pulling this apart from Dark Souls from what I have gathered. There's horseback riding. There is a jump button. There is mounted combat and mounted travel through the open world. There is an open world. There are side quests that will take you into dungeons and stuff. There's the summoning mechanic where you can actually
There's like co-op and shit, isn't there?
Yeah, there's co-op. But that summoning there was actually part of your build. You can spec yourself with enemy spirits that you've defeated.
Whoa. Are you saying there's going to be a necromancer?
There's necromancy in the game. You are resurrecting spirits of fallen enemies to fight with you.
I hear you, Elden Ring. I see you.
It looks cool. I'm excited. And like I don't even play many Souls likes or Dark Souls.
Yeah, well, I mean, so it's we know what's coming. Like we know the date. We know the date now.
It looks good, man. Like I've never been a big Dark Souls fan. I'm probably gonna hate this game because I don't hate myself enough to play Dark Souls games. But I definitely want to play it. I definitely want to at least check it out. It does look fun.
Yeah, it looks like a good time. I'm very, very happy about it. And we have a full release date, January of 2022. Right there, 21st, January 21st, 2022.
Yeah, boys.
That's actually earlier than I thought too.
Yeah, I was expecting it to be like third quarter of 2022. Yeah. So I'm glad it exists.
Oh, here we go.
By the way, this was another trailer that we got. This was like hot news and this happened at actually Summer Game Fest, I think, or whatever it was that kicked it off. And that was actually one of the best things out of E3 was the day before E3. I don't understand what this was. I don't like.
It's like a joke, like a homage to like Metal Gear.
Yeah,
right?
this is
Death Stranding.
This is Kojima. Yeah, but this is like someone.
Kojima. Like
this is what happens whenever Kojima has his own goddamn studio and can do whatever the fuck he wants. He's like, oh, we're gonna show him what they really want.
This is the intro segment to Metal Gear Solid 1.
Let's say it's artistic expression.
Congratulations. Yeah, but it's like this was the whole thing. It was just fucking stupid, man. It's like I don't know, dude. Kojima does not need his own studio. He needs someone in like reining him in and like putting his crazy psyche in check sometimes. But with him at the head of a studio, I cannot imagine working underneath him. It would like someone.
It's something I don't take seriously, but I get a good kick out of it at least.
But okay, yeah, sure. I guess I don't know.
I don't take it seriously. I'm never gonna play it. I will say that, but like I don't know. I thought this was funny. It was just kind of like a joke to me, though.
Yeah.
Moving into like the actual E3 presentations, though. So we had Capcom, we had Square Enix wasn't bad. I didn't mind Square Enix as much. They announced some weird shit, obviously.
I just hate that Marvel bought out half of their showcase.
Well, and let's talk about Marvel.
Let's not talk about Marvel.
I know that you and I have some pretty strong opinions on this there, Sin. But did you guys see the Guardians of the Galaxy game?
Not for me.
I don't think it looks bad, but
I think it looks great if it was in Marvel Avengers.
I'm trying to find
and
it.
they actually brought content out for the fucking game that they made a year ago and didn't do anything with.
I was gonna say it has a very Marvel Avengers feel to it. It's
almighty, man.
It's another one of those games. Also, as I wonder if you're just gonna be Star-Lord the entire time, or if you're actually gonna be able to.
No, you can switch them. Yeah, you can switch them.
Okay.
No, you can't.
Good.
No, you can't.
I'm pretty sure you can.
No, you can use them.
Or is it prompts to use the other characters?
It's prompts to use the other character. You play as Star-Lord the entire time.
I for some reason thought that he had switched over to.
Can we talk about why Star-Lord looks like Jake Paul though?
Oh God, don't even. Why'd you have to say that? Oh, you totally are right too.
So, okay. Like, here's the thing that just makes me so mad about this. Okay, you're right. The game looks good. The combat system, like the UI system, the whole fucking thing, the way that characters interact, it legitimately is like they just built it off of the back of fucking Crystal Dynamics' Marvel.
That's what I was.
It's the same engine.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
literally.
what the fuck, man? I was like, this is what your other game needs to have content. Like they could have, like, oh God,
we've said this from the start, right? From the start of Marvel Avengers is like the one way that the only way that they can survive is to bring out new content.
Yeah.
This could have been a sweet expansion for that game, dude.
That's what I'm saying. This entire thing could have been just one gigantic fucking expansion for Marvel Avengers. Like, hey, we know we fucked up, but guess what? Guardians of the Galaxy entire fucking expansion.
There's no fucking way I'm putting my money into this. No fucking way. I don't give a fuck how good this game is. I'm not fucking buying it. And I'm a Marvel fan, and I'm not fucking buying it.
It does look pretty solid though.
Yeah, it looks great.
It's one of the few games on the E3 showcase that Britt was like, you know what? I think I might play that one.
Yeah, look at the dude, man. I mean, oh God, fuck, it just pisses me off. And then the game that we did get, which I am excited for. I'm not saying like I'm not excited for the Wakandan stuff. I just don't trust it. Like I don't trust.
I'm not excited for it.
What they're doing, like the War for Wakanda. They announced I don't know if I can find the trailer. I don't know if they have a trailer in here.
It's not in this. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
No.
I watched this earlier.
But they're getting an expansion, and that was there, and they talked about it. But again, the same thing. It's just like this just further shows me that Square has no fucking clue what they're doing when it comes to games as a service, which Marvel Avengers should never have been. And secondly, they have no fucking clue how to like smash these things together. Like I don't know, man. It's such an atrocity that they are literally like this to me is just such a slap in the fucking face. Like it's such a
100%
slap in the face of anybody. Like as soon as I saw Marvel Avengers, I was like, no fucking way, man. They're bringing them to fucking it's coming to Avengers. And then it goes Marvel, Guardians of the Galaxy. I was like, this is a whole other fucking game. Like
Square's doing this one too.
Yep, it is Square.
It
really fucking sucks. So that was that one. One thing I will say I'm excited about. Let me see if I can find it in here. Oh, hey, we'll talk about this. Oh wait, is this? Oh, that's. Does anybody want this? Anybody in Ubisoft? Did anybody want an Avatar game? You're getting an Avatar game.
This I was so surprised to see this. I'm like, what?
Avatar
I
last.
didn't realize the franchise was still relevant.
They're making a second one. That's why. There's a second one coming out.
There was an Avatar game back for the 360 era.
Yeah, that was a movie game. That was like the movie game, right?
Yeah. And it wasn't horrible.
Yeah.
This
but
out of nowhere.
I don't know. We don't know anything about this game. We don't know what this game is. Like, is it a turn-based strategy game? Is it an open world survival game? Like
somewhat of an action.
Why?
They didn't show any gameplay for this one.
Nothing.
Right? It was all CGI.
It's just some of the stuff that like I seen in this. If it's gonna be like in the game, seems like it wouldn't be a turn-based, but I don't know.
It's gonna be a team-based shooter game. Like one team is
don't
going to
know.
be these guys, the fucking Marines. The other teams are going to be like the little stick people that
I might rather that than a story game.
no, it's
I
gonna.
don't know.
Well, that's the thing that kind of blew me away about it because I'm like, wait a minute. In the end of the first movie, we
Bro,
settled this.
Legitimately, if they made like a Battlefield type game where it was like a bunch of people versus a bunch of people, I would play it.
it would
So
flop.
yeah, say like this was like Star Wars Battlefront
Yeah, like Star
2.
Wars or Battlefront. Yeah,
No,
That would be cool.
I am
I think
not.
that'd be
I am
fucking
not
amazing.
tied enough to this fucking universe to give two rats ass about Avatar and whatever it is.
I
Like,
mean,
there's not enough
no.
here. There's not enough here for me to be like, yeah, this would be dope. Like,
If
I would.
it was
my
it was like that, I would give it a chance though. But if it's like I don't know, it's just gonna be like
if
a
it was
story
free to
game.
play.
I don't know about
My
it.
cousin's excited as hell about this. Avatar is like one of his favorite things ever, and
Was he
I've
was he
never
one of
understood, I've
was
never
he or
understood the appeal
she
to Avatar,
Same here.
but
was
I-
he or she was or were they the ones that went to the movie theater and then got depressed when they couldn't live in that world?
no,
that-
but
I
they
remember
did.
that
They did.
thing.
I think they watched the movie 2 or 3 times in theaters because they
Do
enjoyed it that
you,
much.
do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
When it came out, people were actually getting like clinically depressed because they were like, I can't live in the world of Avatar.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
I don't know.
Anyway,
It's a cool trailer.
Yeah, I mean,
It's all
I
CGI
get
though.
it.
You don't know anything about
Yeah,
it.
you don't know
No,
anything
I know.
about.
I'm just giving props to like I enjoyed the watch of like a cinematic trailer.
Yeah.
we
But,
got we got more of this.
Ubisoft was okay.
Well, so
it wasn't bad.
What else did Ubisoft have?
they had Far Cry 6,
Far Cry 6.
right? Which
Far
we
Cry
saw.
6,
we
they
saw
had the new
Rainbow
Assassin's Creed
Six.
stuff.
Well,
the
Rainbow
Rainbow
Six
Six.
They
Extraction.
did Extinction. They do the
Extraction. It's called Extraction.
Extraction.
Yeah, they
Um,
did it.
Yeah, so I want to talk about that a little bit. And I don't, does this doesn't have a trailer for Extraction?
No, it doesn't. I didn't actually
No.
see
Um,
what it looked like.
I
Was it a gameplay trailer?
if one of you guys can find it, that would be great.
I don't
They've
think so.
had gameplay of it. Yeah. Give me
Um,
1 second.
And want to send it, and
Awesome.
I'll put it up on the screen. But while we're doing that, we'll talk about Far Cry 6. So, I don't know. I mean, people are like, I'm so mixed on this, man, because like I fell off of Far Cry with Far Cry 2 after 2. Like I played Far Cry 3 and Primal, and I just was like, okay. I don't know, man. Like I want to play this because I like the actor that's in it, like the main villain, but I don't want to play the game, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like I want to play it, but I don't want to play it. Like
It's like you and I were talking during the entire, when we were rewatching it on, I think it was Saturday or Sunday. I can't remember what day it was, but like they literally have not changed their formula since.
Yeah, same shit, different area.
It's the same thing with Assassin's Creed, right?
Yeah.
They got a winning formula and they were like, fuck it, we're riding this all the way to the end. You know,
I don't know. I hope this one changes it up a little bit, but it looks like it's not.
it's not
I
going
thi-
to. Yeah,
it looks-
everything that I've seen, it looks
Yeah.
exactly like the last two, and it's just a reskin.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find.
I will say it looks like they're getting rid of the RPG elements to it and going more.
It looks like
into
Just
that.
Cause, dude.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Like
What?
just blowing shit up,
Just Cause.
flying everywhere.
Just
like,
Cause.
yeah.
Yeah, it does. Just
I,
Cause.
I think the only reason why it looks like Just Cause though is because it's in a tropical.
Well,
setting.
no, it's a lot.
legitimately the
There's a
only
lot.
reason.
No, there's a lot of like blowing up. That flying car was in Just Cause. So there's
Yeah.
it's like it's getting into some crazy shit. There's a grappling.
Yeah, I
hook
mean,
kind of
you
thing.
had the same thing in the last one though. You had crazy shit just to have crazy shit.
Yeah.
They did announce this. I won't be able to. I'll have to go
I
search
think this looks cool.
Rainbow
What
Six.
is this?
I don't.
This is Mario and
Mario
Rabbids.
I don't understand.
I
the
I
Rabbids
played
thing.
one Rabbids. I think it was a long time ago.
This is like a
The turn-based
It's like
strategy. It's like an XCOM.
Yeah.
This is a turn based.
It's
It's
like
like XCOM.
XCOM.
Yeah.
I have never
Really?
understood the Rabbids thing. Like it makes no fucking sense to me.
I don't think it's supposed to. I don't know, maybe
It's
it's
just a weird thing that Nintendo like. I think Nintendo never thought it was going to be a thing, and like they were like, yeah,
Yeah.
fuck it, fine, whatever. We'll team up with Ubisoft to do this Rabbids collab, and it blew up. Like the first game did really well, like really well. And it actually is a fun game, man. Like did you ever play it, Bill? The first one?
Yeah, I played it a little bit. It's a pretty good cover based XCOM style game.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's got like people are saying in chat, like it's got some really cool elements to
I
it.
just wish we could have gotten an actual Rayman game. Like the Rabbids are from the Rayman universe, and we haven't seen anything Rayman
much
based
rather
in a
had a
very
Rayman,
long time
bro.
since
Legends.
I was saying I would have much rather had Rayman.
Rayman Legends was the last one I think we saw, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it was a while ago.
Yeah.
And it was great. It was really, really good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, hey, I would have actually liked to see Nintendo partner up with another company and do something, crazy, even more over the top. Whatnot. I can't get that out of here. Hold on. I might be able to get that out of here. Hold on. I got it out. But in any case, hey, whatever. Nintendo needs more things. But to talk on the Nintendo thing, I'm like, why did we not see Nintendo Pro or the Switch Pro? Like, we know it exists. It's Bloomberg has leaked it. It's every fucking where. Why are we not talking about it?
Why we didn't see it is they're probably going to announce it at one of their own conferences.
Yeah, but how much longer? I don't know. I mean, if it's going to be a holiday release now, you got to give people time to pre-order, and to get pre-orders done, you've got to be able to hit
the problem is I'm willing to bet that they don't have production for it. If we're having this much of an issue with getting PS5s, we're gonna have even more issues getting new consoles.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
I mean, I understand it. I'm just like, I guess because of this, and then you have the new Breath of the Wild 2 coming out. We've got Metroid coming out. You've got Mario Rabbids coming out. Like, all of these kind of staple games. Well, Mario Rabbids is 2022, but all these kind of staple games, and we're not going to get a console. Like, that just kind of seems very weird. That we're not going to get that.
Yeah.
With it,
I think it's all down to the chip shortages.
Yeah,
honestly,
maybe
that makes the most sense.
What game was this? I don't even remember seeing this.
This looks like Ghost of Tsushima. Is this?
No, it's a side scroller game, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Oh.
What?
Yeah,
do you know what conference? You know what conference this was from, Enigma?
No.
This was Replaced, wasn't it?
I don't know.
No. Replaced was a different. Replaced looked dope.
This was Trek to Yomi, I think. I think this was I don't
Trek
remember
of
what the fuck
Yomi.
this.
Seems
Yeah.
interesting. That's kind of cool. I didn't even see that. It must have been Devolver Digital. Must have been one of the.
It's one of the early ones.
It might have said who. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was Devolver Digital. So to answer the question as to why the Switch Pro is such a big deal, because Switch desperately needs an upgrade right now. Like, with the games that it had, like Nintendo does its own thing, but at the same time, like, the world of games are evolving, and they need to have a system that can handle. Doesn't need to be up to. It's not going to be up to the par of PS5 or anything like that. But like, the Switch is very, very, very much like early to mid last gen, right? Like, we're not. It's not even in the realm of like.
You're also associating Nintendo and trying to dictate that they're trying to get into the console wars, right? Nintendo could give a fuck less about the console wars. They do their own thing. They don't give a shit.
True, but they want an upgrade. They need an upgrade. It's not about they need one.
I don't think they need it.
They don't need one. You want one.
I think they need it. I don't know. I think
I've heard nothing but high accolades about the Switch.
I'm not saying the Switch is bad. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that it's not coming off the back of customers. Trust me. I promise you that the reason the Switch Pro exists is not from the back of us. It's from the back of developers. Like, the Switch Pro is basically the developers going and saying, hey, we want to do more. We want to do something, we want to, have more, whatever pixels. I don't know. But I can guarantee you that the developers are the ones that are pushing for the Switch Pro. And that's where it's coming from.
That makes sense.
Like, it's not the fan base could give a shit. I mean, they would be still playing their fucking 3DS, like, if it was up to fans, but they want the developers, I guarantee, want more, power out of it. So,
can we talk about what's going on the screen right now?
Yes, we can, and it looks fucking great, and I'm super fucking excited about it.
I'm
actually talk about how it is standalone, free to play, no Halo Infinite purchase required.
Wait, really? This is
right there, free to play. Halo Infinite multiplayer is completely free to play.
For those of you that got pissed off at me saying that I fuck less about Nintendo games on the last podcast, I could give a fuck about Halo right now, dude. This looks so stupid.
It does not. You're fucking crazy.
Like Halo. It just looks like more Halo.
What the
multiplayer? I don't know. I think that looked kind of fun. I've never been into Halo, but I was
legitimately. They were like, "Hey guys, we got a fucking grappling hook now."
Bro, Halo is like, hey, I'm sorry, whether you like it or not, whether you're a Chad or a bro, Halo and Call of Duty are the staple like grandfathers and starters of competitive shooters when it came to consoles, right? Like obviously there's Counter Strike and things like that or whatever,
but yeah, no, definitely for consoles. Like, PS3 and PS4 had the COD, and then Xbox had Halo.
Yeah,
I will say that I was impressed with the free-to-play multiplayer. That is a good move on.
That's dope.
That's
as I'm seeing in chat, it's free to play. I'll give it a shot.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, it's like it there's a thing about booting up Halo and playing Halo. And honest to God, for anybody that is my age, so 35 and in that range, right? Here, like there is everybody at some point in time had a LAN where they got together with their boys with an OG Xbox, hooked that shit up, and they played Blood Gulch on fucking Halo 1, and they went to town, man. And it was just a fucking, I mean, it brings back nostalgia, and every single Halo has done it. And some of them have done it better than others, but there's a thing about Halo 1, Halo 2, and Halo fucking 3. And yes, the all-nighters pulling it, like just sitting there fucking, I mean, God, dude, Clan Wars, Blood Gulch, fucking, oh my, Narrows, like the whole, like Kilimanjaro, Killtacular.
We need to cut you off. We're practicing edging right now, so you need to just bring it down a little bit, okay?
Oh god,
damn it! I'm just saying, it's so fucking good, and like the fact that you said it's free to play, and I don't know, like, great on them.
I don't think Infinite's actually gonna sell very well. Like the game itself, I think it's gonna sell.
Their focus is going to be on the multiplayer.
There's, I'm sorry, but you cannot say, and we'll jump into this game real quick, but you cannot go in and play and look at I have not once had somebody play Halo like that actually went in and wanted to play it for what it was and came out saying it was boring. Like, it's just,
I said that it was boring. I said that what they presented right there looks boring. They have done nothing new. It looks like the same fucking Halo that we've had.
Whatever. Oh my god. No. Okay. It doesn't. But it's all right.
Yes, it does.
It's okay. It doesn't. It's cool. It's fine.
It does.
No, I'll attest to that because I have seen people play Halo and I've
never played Halo.
I'm saying from a viewpoint, you're looking at it. You haven't played this. I'm just saying from what I've seen and everything, this looks different.
Like,
I've watched people play. This looks way more mobile. This looks like a lot more.
Like, even just that right there, like having the ability to like bounce, like armor shield or armor ability to be able to bounce stuff back to somebody. Like having, like, yes, they had deployable shields and stuff like that, but like having a deployable shield where it's like that dome look right there, being able to grappling change. Like, you can make fun of it, but grappling in Halo changes the fucking game completely.
This gives me like almost Quake vibes,
dude. Yes, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, it's fucking dirty. I'm so excited, man. I am so excited about this, and I don't have to pay for it. Like, I will buy Halo Infinite because, well, no, I'm not. I'm gonna get it on Game Pass. By the way, also Xbox killed it. Everything they're doing is literally on Game Pass. Get it for $10 a month and fucking just don't buy anything. Like,
Xbox doing it right.
Holy shit. But because literally every game that they announced, Stalker, this.
Did we ever find out if the remake for Diablo 2 was on Game Pass? Or no?
I don't know, but it's Xbox announced it.
They announced it, and I'm pretty sure that they said every game that we've announced tonight is on Game Pass.
They did. So I don't know if Activision would actually let fucking Blizzard or let them do that, but yeah,
that would be crazy.
It's so many games on Game Pass, and it's so worth it. This, I don't know. I'm sorry, man. Halo 2 gives me an instant like chub, and right. I'm so excited for this. Like, this is great. This is fucking
cool.
Great. A game right after this that
I'm excited for.
Are you really excited for this? You're gonna trust them? You're gonna trust them?
Yeah, because I always do, and then I get my heart broken. But it's okay.
Just stop.
What is this? They're like, we're gonna show you the first new game in 25 years. We didn't get shit.
When I first played Fallout New Vegas as a wee little baby, I was like, "This is sweet. This is everything I always wanted in a game." And I'm like, if I could have this game and go to space, that would be like.
But it's not going to be that.
I don't care. But
it's not made by the same people that made New Vegas.
I know, but I'm saying the style of game. I played Fallout 4, and it still kind of held up a little bit, and I just want that feeling in space. So I'm like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. I think it might be kind of cool.
They have you by the balls.
They do. it's something I know, and I just have to admit.
Yeah, I don't.
You type
I
How are you
I
typing for
will
me?
remove your ability to
typing for me.
I'm typing for everybody. I guess I don't
Can't
know.
do this, guys. This isn't a he's sus. It's an imposter.
Sorry, might be a little
Oh my
sus,
God.
but I'm just saying I type for everybody. Anyway, so wait a minute, hold on,
I'm
real
not
quick.
over
Did
the
that come
top
across
about
as
it,
saying Enigma is dumb and Enigma said Enigma is dumb? Is that what it did?
I will remove
Dude,
your
you
It,
said
it,
ability.
went
that for
through,
me.
it went through all the channels, yeah.
As Enigma, or like as,
As-
each individual person?
on my
As,
channel. it went through
as
me.
us, yes.
That's great. Okay, duly noted. All right, I know now.
Looks good. Thank you, Stevens. Thank you.
Not to type in that.
Looks good to me too.
The biggest thing with this that just
We didn't
just
see anything.
continuously baffles
No
me is
gameplay.
we haven't seen anything.
Yeah,
Like they
yeah.
literally showed nothing, and it's still on Creation Engine. They still have not fucking changed it.
They're never going to. I'm kind of just gonna accept that at this point.
Yeah.
You
Creation
shouldn't
Engine
be doing
is
that
shit.
because just accepting that is how we got 76.
Yeah. But
Well,
we raged and
God,
moaned, and they're still not gonna do anything.
Scruffy's just like, yeah, but it's fun.
No, I'm just saying I don't think they're ever gonna listen to us.
Thank God that we're getting it's on Game Pass. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's the only salvation is that they've
Yeah.
been bought out by Microsoft. So it's like I don't have to pay to play their shitty fucking games.
Okay, I do want to take a second here. We'll let Starfield. I'm gonna go back to Halo, let it play through while I know it's off, but I can't pull up. If I pull up that image, Bill, or that thing, it's gonna fuck up and it's gonna fuck all the cameras and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna let it be. Like, but I want to talk about Rainbow Six Extraction, like,
Okay.
and what we got there. I mean, unless you guys are fine with it screwing up. I mean, I don't care. I can pull the video real quick.
No, we can just talk about it. It's
Okay.
fine.
We'll talk about it.
So Rainbow Six Extraction came out.
Really quickly, we're approaching the end of the fucking podcast.
Yeah, I know.
Like, let's get
We're
your
probably gonna go over,
questions.
but definitely get questions ready.
Get your questions in if you have any questions about E3. If you have any questions about the games that we played today, pop them in chat, and we'll do our best to fit them in and everything like that. So
Yep. I want to watch the video. Okay. All right. We'll do it. Go ahead and kick it off. Bill, did you see the stuff for Extraction?
Yeah, I've seen it. I am tentatively looking forward to it. The asking price is a little much for what we saw.
Was it 60?
It's full retail price. Yeah,
no,
so
fuck
60.
that, dude.
I need to know what the story mode's like. I need to know like how much content's actually going to be there, because as of right now, it looks like a better. It looks like a better, more polished GTFO.
Yep.
But with the same problems
True.
GTFO has in the fact that it doesn't have enough content to keep you interested. I think it'll be a lot of fun to play through for those first few runs, but I can't see it being a game that I consistently bring up on a community night, for instance, to play through, because I feel like after a few times of going through it, it's more of the same. And it all depends on what the progression system's like and all that stuff. I would rather, honestly, probably, so I'll get it. I will be getting it most likely because I do like what they're doing with it. I just am scared that it's not going to be enough. What they did show looked very, very fun. It looked polished. I'm concerned about longevity.
Luft, I'm with you. Please, dear God, bring back fucking Splinter Cell games. So here's my thing. When me and Enigma actually went through and watched this, I was actually very intrigued. I was like, oh, this looks dope. Like, this looks really cool. Like, I like the concept that if your person gets taken or killed, downed, essentially, that you have to go and extract them and you actually lose them, and you can't play as that character. My question there is, how long is that for? Like, is it timed? Is it gated? Are they gone forever until you go extract them? Like, how does that work? Kind of thing. Because if you suck and then all your characters are gone, well, who do you play as? Like, what do you
recruits?
Oh.
You think that's gonna be it? You think they're just gonna make you play as recruit?
And are they gonna be adding more characters, or is what they have? Do you know? Is that all they're gonna have?
They're gonna have more characters. There's more character slots. It'll be
anytime Rainbow Six Siege puts out another character, it'll be right in there.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how many characters they're putting in, because there's a lot of characters in Siege that they're gadgetry just wouldn't work in this kind of game. I do like how they've modified some of the people's gadgets to kind of benefit more. Like Pulse, his like heartbeat scanner actually like pings enemies for everybody on your team through walls.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
you can see.
I mean, this
you can,
reminds
like,
me
scout
of
an area ahead.
when you said GTFO. That's what me and Enigma said when we saw
Yeah.
it. We're like, this is GTFO. You know,
It's just like a better, like more polished version of GTFO. It looks like.
I can't at $60. Absolutely not. Like
This is $60. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
what?
yeah,
It's
Oh,
it's
man.
full price, yeah.
like
That's that's what kills it for me is not just the fact that it's $60, but the knowledge that this was legitimately a mod for Rainbow Six Siege, a free, not
Well,
a mod, but an addition to Rainbow
we
Six
saw into
Siege
that, and I get they
that
did it
they.
as a playtest, and they could have just added it. But I'm fine with it being a standalone game, just not
The
for a full
problem
price game.
I have with it is that they used artificial scarcity
Yeah, I
to
know.
make
I
it so that
remember.
they could charge for it.
Yeah,
Now, if it was like a $20 game, I'd be like, okay, you know, I could see that. Like a $20-$30 game, I could see that. But
30's
for a full
30's
price
pushing it, man.
game,
30's pushing
30
it.
is
Like-
pushing it. 30 is pushing it. But for a $60 game, nah, fuck that, dude.
is
This
it gonna
What we-
does? Sorry, isn't gonna be on the? Doesn't Ubisoft have like a Game Pass type thing?
They have a
Their Ubi Plus or
yeah,
whatever it's
Ubi
called.
Plus or
Ubisoft
whatever,
Club
yeah.
or
Yeah, it's like Plus or something like that, I think. But
Yeah,
yeah,
if it'd be on that, but I don't know. That's just
I need a story trailer. I need to see how extensive the story mode of the game, because all we've seen so far is the co-op.
are they
multiplayer.
doing any story?
Yeah.
Like, has that confirmed that there is
It-
a story mode?
It is confirmed that there is a story mode as well as the co-op multiplayer.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like
I'm
again,
definitely waiting on it. This is
Yeah.
I'm not paying full price for it.
the game looked cool. Again, it looked like a Rainbow Six game that I
What
would
it
actually
does,
play.
it does
but-
very, very well.
right. But I just
it's all a concern of content.
right. Like I can't see it, man. I can't like spend that kind of money or rightfully say that it deserves, that. And again, like people are saying in chat, if they would have updated graphics, if they would have a new engine, if it would have been pushing boundaries, doing something completely different. But and what you'll hear too, what we said a lot, especially during when me and Enigma streamed this E3, was that a lot of the stuff is the same shit. PC Game Show, it was all city building crap. All like the entire show for a lot of these mainline games were fucking like co-op horde zombie mode games. Like it was this Back for Blood, Evil Dead. I mean, it was just like constant, just like the same shit. It's like, guys, push some kind of boundary. And I will give them the whole concept of like, okay, you're going to lose your character. That's dope. Like that's a cool concept. But then at the same time, we saw like Battlefield doing like a Tarkov style game. This is doing kind of a similar thing where like you lose some of your gear and stuff like that. Like, there's no boundary being pushed necessarily. And I'm not saying it needs to be crazy over the top, but if you're going to charge me $60 for a game that's using the same assets, the same fucking characters, all that kind of stuff, and you got all that built, like you better come with something completely different.
yeah.
And like, that's my problem with it is it's just like a game priced at $60 means that you need to recoup development time. What did you need to develop here that was so costly? Like, I'm not saying that there wasn't cost involved, but like legitimately same assets, same characters, you tweaked, their abilities, but like you didn't build something from the ground up. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like a modder could do this,
They did do it. It was originally a mod.
So, I don't know.
Oh, not a public mod, obviously, but it was originally a game mode rather than a full.
Yeah.
I don't know. It to me though, yeah, it's just not worth it. I'll buy it when it drops down in price.
It will too.
Yeah.
Ubisoft is notorious for having like huge sales on their stuff.
Speaking
like every
speaking
Thanksgiving.
of horde modes as well, though, the Back for Blood, I had a really bad taste in my mouth for Back for Blood. But
I'm
now that
down.
I've like watched a little bit more of it, I think it'll be good.
excited
I
for
think
it,
it looks
I
good.
have a huge game boner for Back for Blood. It actually
Sweet.
looks really, really good.
That's good to hear.
I don't anymore. After playing the beta, I don't. I don't think is Back for
I
Blood.
think the beta
Back 4 Blood in
didn't
this?
do well for it.
Is Back
honestly.
is Back for Blood in this? By the way, does anybody know?
No, I don't
it's
think
not.
so.
No.
No.
Back for Blood was like the beta. I don't think did it justice. I think you're absolutely correct there. Everything that I've seen trailer wise looks significantly more polished out overall than what y'all were playing in the
I
beta.
just to me the
It's not going to be. It's not going to be a Left
from
4
the
Dead
beta.
3. It's if everyone's thinking like it's going to be a Left 4 Dead 3, I don't think it will be.
bro.
I think it'll do well as a horde-based shooter.
It's a Left 4 Dead 3, man. Like, I'm sorry, you're dude.
I know. I don't think it's going to be what people want a Left 4 Dead 3 to be, though. It's not going to be like your Valve stamped like Left 4 Dead game. I know it's the same like devs and everything from it. I don't think it's going to be like a good representation of what a Left 4 Dead 3 would be.
I think this is going to have a lot more than what the Left 4 Dead formula originally had.
I
I think the
really
characters, I think the customization and leveling out of those characters, it's taking that.
I mean, the
Left 4
card
Dead
system is
mode
different,
and turning it into a hero-based kind of thing, and I think that's a good direction for it.
I mean, the card-based system is new and different, but like when they announced like the PvP mode and I saw it, I was like, it's Left 4 Dead. When they like the character bases, again, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, right? I'm just saying the game, and I don't know.
I don't think they're trying to hide that either. They literally have the same.
Oh, it's the same
naming
UIs,
scheme.
and I mean the whole thing.
Left
Like,
4 Dead. Yeah, no, it definitely like is gonna.
Is that game? Is that priced at a full price, $50 or $60? Isn't it?
They've announced any pricing?
No, they have because you can pre-order the game. Let me go and see.
Pre-order. I thought it was 40 for some reason.
Back for Blood. Back for Blood.
60.
It's $60. I'm sorry. It's the same situation. It's too. I think it's too much, man. I think like I get it's new. Yep. They did the thing. They did the engine upgrade. They did whatever else or whatever. But like, you can't just throw a paint on a game and.
I think you're severely underselling what this.
I'm not saying it's a bad game. I just don't think it's $60.
Like to what Extraction is doing. I think they're doing more. I think they're doing a lot more.
They're doing significantly more. They're completely like bringing that genre of game up to present day. I think you're underselling it significantly.
We'll see, man. Well, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm just saying I don't know if $60 is.
I'll buy Back 4 Blood over Extraction.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
I would too.
Yeah. So let's talk about what is on screen right now. This is a game that we saw a trailer for, and both Enigma and I were like, "Who the fuck cares? This is a trailer."
Yeah,
the
trailer.
Another
The trailer
game,
was
reused
terrible.
assets.
Legitimately, when I saw the trailer, I was just like, they literally shoved as many explosions and as many.
Dude, it was a Michael Bay fucking commercial.
That trailer was sweet.
As they possibly could inside of a 5-minute time window, and we're just like, fucking ship it, get it out of here.
Literally, at the part in the trailer where the dude jumps out of the jet and does the whole trick shot like the meme.
It was so
I thought, I was like, that's awesome that they actually put that in there.
Yeah, no,
I
I did not give a shit when I saw that trailer. I was like,
Just
"Who the
more recycled assets, man.
Exactly.
It's just another shooter.
Yeah. Okay. So Bill's gonna be muted for a little bit, but it's all right. So
I'm excited for this. I'm not a battle. I don't play Battlefield either.
Well, that was
1943 and a little bit of 3.
So
that's what we were saying. Yeah.
Let me say this. So Bill, you're not wrong, right? In the sense that it is a shooter. I don't know if you're memeing or you're being serious. But
I'm memeing a little bit, but I am a little salty that you're underselling Back 4 Blood.
I'm not
as much as you are.
Hold on one second. I didn't undersell Back 4 Blood. I just said $60 to me is not necessarily worth it. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I openly said it's not a bad game.
Extraction,
no,
which
I didn't.
I will agree with you.
I didn't say it was on the level of Extraction. I never said that. I said that it's just that they reskin or put.
Or you were saying it's just going to be a Left 4 Dead 3.
It is a Left 4 Dead 3. I mean,
I know it is, but you're saying it's going to be what Left 4 Dead 2 just like pretty much is.
No, I'm just saying it's a Left 4 Dead 3. Like, that's what I'm just saying. Anyway,
what I got, whatever.
Going to this is what. So what I'll say is that this is back to like Battlefield 3 and 4 days. We never got like Battlefield 5, Battlefield 1 were the style of the Star Wars Battlefront, and it was not good. Like they were just not good. This goes back to like what is Battlefield 3 is actually acclaimed to be the best Battlefield of all time. I don't necessarily agree with that, but it definitely is good. This shit looks fucking amazing. I mean,
which one is it? Which one is it claimed? Which one is it claimed to be the best Battlefield?
Battlefield 3.
no, fuck that.
Wait, so you guys are actually on board with this? Because I know
Absolutely.
I think it looks good. Yeah,
I'm
the
100% on
gameplay
board.
changed
when they
your opinions completely.
yeah the game. Well, I said straight from the start that I need to see gameplay before I make a full decision.
That's
Yeah.
when you're gonna make a decision.
When I first saw the trailer, I was like, yeah, no, this isn't impressive to me. But now that I've seen the gameplay trailer and like everything that you can do inside of it, and we've kind of come up with like the I think is 128 players on the battlefield. The maps are so not only length and width wise are they large, their fucking verticality is insane.
Yeah,
verticality,
it's huge.
and they change. Like they have environmental effects and everything. That's pretty sweet.
That to me is insane. The one that really kicked me in the gonads was when they got in that fucking elevator and then started hot swapping weapon attachments.
I was like, dude, that's so cool.
So good. So here's my biggest thing about this. This game is going to fucking chug. It's going to 100%, fucking chug. Like
100%.
It's just at least on like EA servers. Now on like publicly hosted servers, it'll be fine. It'll do better. But like if you're thinking that you're gonna get this, like even me, I'm like, there ain't no way my game's gonna fucking run like this. Like you're fucking crazy. Like, and I've got the rig that could handle this. There's no
Scruffy's
fucking
rig
way.
is gonna be screaming trying to play this.
Well, hopefully by the time this comes out, I'll have a new one.
Like,
but can I say something? And this isn't to bring up any heat or anything. But I when you watched the original trailers, and I do remember a point where you said it looked like it was going to be too futuristic, and I feel like you compared it to like a COD or one of the like Hardline or one of the COD future games.
When they started throwing the mechs out, when the little medic drone came out or whatever else came down, it reminded, like, I was worried that they were going to go back and lean into that 2142.
I don't know. I just don't think it. I just never got that vibe, and I think honestly, it's a perfect mix of like not like futuristic, but not like space and wall running and like mechs and everything. I think it's a good mix of like your OG stuff and then like adding in like wingsuits and like the grapple hook and everything.
I know what he was talking about because like Battlefield, what was it, 2022 or whatever,
2142.
2142.
Yeah,
that one for me, like that was when the Battlefield genre kind of started taking the fall.
I don't even think I ever remember that game, honestly.
That's because it didn't do well.
Yeah, it sucked.
Like when people go back and look at the worst Battlefields, that's like top tier.
And that was like a spacey futuristic
one? It was
trying to compete with PlanetSide.
Yeah, it was almost like PlanetSide or like what was that one that's the guys over there at EA made with the mechs, the giant mechs and the wall running. Titanfall, yeah. It was almost like Titanfall kind of.
It was not good. It was not good.
Not good at all.
Like, and I think that these games need to be grounded in like somewhat close reality. I mean, there's some stuff on here that's definitely like, what the fuck? But I think like the grappling hook there or whatever, I'm like, okay, but it's still it looks like it is still grounded enough in reality where like I'm not feeling like I'm gonna get railgunned across the fucking map and shit like that.
That's what I was saying. Like it's a good mix, I think.
Yeah, like as long as we still have that like Battlefield feel, then I'm great. And again, this thing looks fucking crazy, dude. It just looks intense. And 128 players on a fucking game that's nuts, dude. That's
I'm looking forward to it because PlanetSide 2 was one of my favorite games when it came to like Milsim group and like group play. It was so fun to get like a group of like 6 of you boys.
Come on, Bill. We can do
hot drop into the fucking enemy territory and just fucking do covert ops.
We can do community night.
Start taking shit out.
We can do community night and we'll play some Battlefield 5 or Battlefield 2042.
Dude, let's do it.
Bill is so unimpressed. It's like
I mean, I think the game will be good. I have been wanting to get into a Battlefield game. I never played the originals that were good, and all the modern ones have kind of been poopy butts. But
I'll tell you what's going through Bill's mind. Elden Ring.
Yeah,
well,
man.
Here's what I would tell you is actually Battlefield 4. I've got it right now. It's on sale right now. You can actually get it free through Prime and through the Origin launcher, or it's $11. And it comes with everything. It's worth a pickup and play.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of servers still in there, and it's very, very good.
I haven't played 4.
Yeah, 4 is very fun. In fact, Scruff, I would highly recommend picking up 4. Like I said, it's free right now through Prime. So
then one thing really quickly, like Luft, I get where you're coming from with that. Like you have very specific moods and you have very specific shooters that meet those moods. But the thing is like if you can take 3 of those games and play one game and get the same exact experience that you get from 3 games, that's my biggest thing. Like be it this BF, it looks like it's going to be Tarkov, PlanetSide 2, and Siege all put into one in some cases.
there was
can you queue up the trailer for Replaced? I think it plays right after Battlefield.
Yeah, I can. Keep in mind, guys, we do need to start cutting this short. Or cutting this.
Yeah, dude.
Replaced looks so good, dude.
It does.
So this is Replaced.
Britt and I were talking about that whenever we were looking through the stuff, just how intricate and nicely detailed you can make a 2D side scroller. Like
it's
is
so
one of the
fucking gorgeous.
Games.
Like I was talking about it. I can't remember if I was talking about it on your stream or my stream, but like it legitimately looks like 4K, the 4K version of pixel art. Like it's so fucking gorgeous.
And Sin, this screams you too. Like this is
absolutely.
totally like
it's already done. It's already on my list. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It reminds me of I always forget the name of that fucking side scroller, the one with the reverse time and shit.
Katana Zero.
It reminds me of like Katana Zero, just like on crack.
But this scene right here is what blew me away.
This one, I had shivers.
Seeing when that light come off that road, right, and hit, like it just looks fucking crazy, man. It's such a beautiful game. Such a beautiful
game. Man. It is insane that you can get that much fidelity from pixel art.
Yep, but we still have Cyberpunk looking like a hot piece of garbage on original consoles. Let me just say that.
It's coming back to PlayStation Store. In the news.
Is it?
Yeah, that was announced.
Dude, look at that. Oh god, dude, it's gonna be so good.
Oh, that hotel sign.
The hotel sign is what. Yeah.
It looks good.
And then this fight scene, I was just like, yeah.
This gave me very old school Castlevania vibes, man.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that gave me. So I'm excited. And again, Xbox Game Pass. I'm telling you, Xbox carried the fucking show.
Xbox carried the entire E3 show, honestly. They really did.
We can't do justice without talking about a couple things. One, Plague's Tale 2 came out. If you played original Plague's Tale, this is the second one, it's a sequel to it. It's coming out. It is good.
I think we still need to ask Plague if he's played Plague's Tales 2. Plague. Have you played Plays Tales? Plague plays Tale 2.
Can we take a quick second to talk about this trailer that came out? If you were listening, if we had audio playing for this.
Yeah, dude, it's hilarious. I love it.
Outer Worlds 2 literally sticking it to fucking Bethesda.
Shade on every fucking game out there these days.
But like they're literally sticking it to Bethesda. Like literally
100%.
Because
Obsidian does great
before this, I think it was like 2 trailers before it was Starfield. And then they were like
he nailed every trope
that part right there where it goes and up behind that Starfield right there.
They were like, we're not going to show you anything that really matters in the game.
And I was laughing because while we were having a conversation about it, all I could think about was like them going into the office on Monday, showing up to the Microsoft office,
I'm excited.
And Todd Howard's just sitting out there like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah. Like, really, bro?
I'm excited about this Redfall.
I want to see gameplay.
It looks
Redfall looks good. Gameplay.
The idea of this looks sweet.
This is the one that I was talking about the other day. The I think it was called Project Odin or Odyssey or whatever.
The one thing is,
it's
only I think it's only single player though. I don't think it's it's multiplayer.
It's co-op.
Yeah, I don't think it's co-op. I think
it's supposed to be an RPG of some sort, from what I understand.
Yeah. But it's a really, like, again, the trailer we didn't get any kind of gameplay. Yeah, we don't get much, but it looks, it's interesting to say the least.
It's a cool concept. I like the characters.
Yeah. Was there another one that was on here too? This is that.
Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild 2. Also, so we'll talk about Breath of the Wild 2. So Breath of the Wild 2.
That's the very last.
This is the only thing that I think that Nintendo's press conference was actually enjoyable. I know people are going to sit here and flame me for Metroid, but I'm sorry, but like Metroid Dread.
I think it looks really good. I am going to flame you. I think it looks really solid.
I want more. See, I wanted more. I didn't want first person shooter, but like it just
Well, you're either gonna get a 2D side scroller or a first person shooter from the Metroid games, so I don't know what to tell you there.
I don't
bud.
know, man. I just wanted something, and I maybe I've not seen enough of it. I saw gameplay, I watched them play it, but let's talk about this. Like, let's talk about what we're seeing here, with Breath of the Wild 2. I mean, I
Full again.
like. I think it's a beautiful looking game. I think it's gonna play. I mean, Breath of the Wild was amazing. Like, it was a great game. Like, you know,
And they answered my question on how they're going to make Hyrule, the same Hyrule you played in Breath of the Wild 1, interesting, and it seems like it's going to go in that like floating islands verticality route with it.
Do you feel like this was because some people are saying that this was like a cutting room floor, a lot of stuff that was just chopped out of Breath of the Wild original and then just basically kept over for a brand new
from
one?
what I'm seeing, it seems very fleshed out. I like the kind of Prince of Persia time rewind mechanics that we were seeing. I think it's going to be they definitely need to send it home with this one, but I'm pretty optimistic. I wasn't the biggest fan of Breath of the Wild 1 personally, but I think this one has
What was the
potential to really send it to the moon.
what did you not like about Breath of the Wild 1 particularly?
The weapon durability system.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was my I was gonna ask if like how you felt about it, because that's one thing I hope they do change. Like, I don't want it to give infinite thing, but like when you craft a Master Sword, then you like do 2 hits and it breaks. You're like, what the fuck? So,
well, I mean, at least with the Master Sword, it recharged after so long. But, yeah, the crafting or the durability system, and I think at that point I was burnt out on open world stylings of that type. So
yeah,
I never gave it a solid chance. Plus, I don't game on the Switch very often. That's more of Brit's thing. She really enjoyed it. I think it has a lot of promise. I think it's going to look really good. I think as long as they don't play it too safe, they need to go out of the box, which Nintendo with their big franchises, they tend to do so.
yeah.
So I'm optimistic about it.
Yep, we'll see. I mean, again, I think it'll be good. I don't think the last, like I said, Breath of the Wild, I think was a really good game. I enjoyed it, and you know, I'm excited for what people will be able to play with this one, because I don't have a Switch, so I won't be able to play it, but I'll watch people play it. Yeah, this game, I don't know. I want to see. I mean, we could sit here and talk about it, but I really want to see more. This is the mechanic I don't like. I don't like the whole like chase style mechanic.
It's a horror. It's a horror take on the 2D Metroid.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I enjoy that. That's something that I do like.
I don't know. It's just something I can't. I guess this is the problem. I can't pinpoint what it is about the game that I am like. I don't like it. But like watching her play it, watching I watched the treehouse, and then watching this stuff, I was just like, I just don't. This is just not my. I don't know. There's something here I don't necessarily like. I guess maybe too, because like I watched not Repel. What the fuck is the name of that game? The one we just watched, the 4K thing. What's the name of that? The side scroller 4K bitrate, a little bit. No, fuck the 8-bit version game we just talked about. The one that Enigma literally gushed about because of 8-bit. Replaced. Thank you.
I just said that.
I didn't hear you. So Replaced. After seeing Replaced and how good that looks, I'm like, come on. Give me like I don't know. I
mean, there's 2 different like styles of game. You're seeing what pixel art can be pushed. This is more realistic, and I don't know. I think it looks good.
Like I said,
I don't think it looks great, but
I can't put my finger on what it is I don't like about it. I just have something that I just don't.
It's not full of lens flare and reflections.
Absolutely fucking not. Please, dear God, don't do that. So anyway, last thing that I'll bring up that was there was okay, we got.
Enigma, you still with us, bud?
Did we lose Enigma? Did he die?
Oh, I had my shit fucking muted the entire time. I was sitting there yelling at you, replaced, you fucker. I literally said it like 8 times.
Yeah, we're getting the Tekken guy in
I don't care.
In Smash.
It was as I was trying to say, it's fucking Nintendo. You're not gonna get 4K fucking. You know, you're not going to get that kind of.
Because you need a Switch Pro.
Yeah, I need a Switch Pro.
You need a Switch Pro to get
that. One game that they didn't show in this, and then that's kind of my wrap up, is also Evil Dead. Scruffy, if you wanted to play a game where that you could kick the killer's ass, bro, Evil Dead is it. Like,
I'm actually kind of excited for it.
Wait,
like that's
Evil Dead's gonna be a
It's a
It's a game. It's a
So-
DVD type game.
yeah.
Really? Wait,
Yeah.
Yeah.
what?
Yes.
It's called Evil Dead. Evil Dead.
Wait, not the
Of
one I showed you
Apocalypse?
guys, right?
Huh?
Hold on. Sorry, I swear I showed you. Oh, Ash versus the Evil Dead. Sorry, I was thinking of
Ash
a
versus
different
Evil
game.
Dead, yeah. It's
Never mind.
it's
I didn't know it was gonna be a DVD type game though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, Enigma. Bill, dude, this screamed your shit. This screamed your community. Have you seen it? Did you see what the Evil Dead game was?
I have not.
You need to look at it, man. I'm telling you right now. Like, someone find me the trailer real quick, and then we'll be done. Find me the trailer for Evil Dead.
While you look for that, you know what I'm kind of sad we didn't see?
Wait, who's looking for it? It's the question.
Somebody. I don't know. Anyways, Avowed. I wish we would have saw Avowed.
yeah.
wanna see more.
I don't think that they were ready for it. Honestly, I
No.
think that they're barely into development for Avowed.
Yeah, I guess their main focus was Outer Worlds 2 as
Yeah, Outer
well, but
Worlds 2,
definitely
yep.
about. I hope we see something about that eventually.
All right, here you go. So this is it. Evil Dead. This is it screams DBD, right? And then it screams, but then at the same time, like you can play as like obviously you can play as the killer, but then like you can multiple people can play as the killer. And so like that the character, like you can have like more people, I think, in the world playing with you too. So like you can have a team of killers. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I may not be 100% right on that. It may just be an asynchronous.
No, it's just one killer. I think
It's just one
I'm
killer?
pretty sure it was just one killer versus, and then that one killer can also control a bunch of like AI minions.
But like, here's
Looks like, it like sounds like it's gonna be something like that last year game, the
Dude,
school
it's-
one.
I don't know, man.
Kinda.
This looks
Well, what they wanted it to have that game be.
yeah.
I know
This
the game
is
didn't do so well.
fucking brutal though. Like,
I'm pretty sure it's one killer. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. So
but like, again, when I heard Evil Dead, I was like, okay, whatever. But then I saw this, I was like, what the fuck, man? This looks amazing. Like,
yeah, it looks so good, dude. The executions are brutal as shit too. Like
Yeah.
Who's this made by?
Saber Interactive.
Saber Interactive.
They're not the ones that did Friday the 13th, are they?
No, Saber Interactive
No.
has.
But
done,
this
like,
does remind me of Friday the 13th
yeah.
as well.
yeah.
Heavily.
It's like a mix between Friday the 13th and DVD.
yeah.
But like you have to get the tapes, and then you have to use the tapes to summon shit to be able to close down like the portal or something or
Oh,
whatever else.
then.
I don't know, man. Bill, to me, I feel like your chat would love it, man. This is like DVD on crack.
We'll see. I'm not sold on it from watching it, but it looks nice. I just don't know if it'd be a type of game that I would enjoy.
No, okay. They also released.
I kind of
The Killer
like
in
that
DVD.
that helplessness aspect to the killer versus survivors type game. I feel like once you give survivors too many methods of dealing with their threat, then it loses some of the charm. I feel like that's where that
You and
school
Scruffy are
game
complete
went
opposite
wrong.
spectrums there. Scruffy's like, give me everything to pistol whip.
That's the
me
same
a-
with me. I would much rather have the ability to at least fight back in some way, shape, or form. Because
Well-
at that point, it's just a fucking
I mean, in the new
jerk fest between everybody.
in the new DVD chapter, you guys can plant flash grenades and.
Yeah, I'm good. I'd
That's-
rather have a Glock and be able to bust
Yeah.
a cap in his ass.
Me too.
Yeah. But Nemesis came out, by the way, for DVD. Really small waist. I don't
Yeah.
like the way the character looks. The waist is way too small for that character.
For small waist.
Dude, super small waist on Nemesis. Like he looks tiny.
That's funny.
But
He's
anyway,
been working out, man.
yeah. So that was it, guys. And Soccer 2. We got that. That was another game.
Ooh,
that,
yeah.
that
Soccer
Soccer
The
2
Game Pass
looks
as well.
Yep, Game
really
Pass.
good,
So,
dude. I am so excited for Stalker 2.
So that was E3, guys. I'm sure we missed some games here and there, but that was kind of what the big, you know,
Yeah,
the
We
big
did
stuff.
we did have a question from Jen, I think,
Yep.
from Port Shop.
Let's see it.
He asked, what would one
Yeah,
title
one-
for
one
each
title.
person that we're
Yeah.
looking forward for this year or to this next year? So like now to 2022. Is that what you're asking?
That was in E3, like out of these trailers and E3 talk.
Yeah, I think keep it to E3. Let's keep it
Yeah.
to E3.
Yeah, that's what I assume.
So
We already know Bills.
Bill's is
I
Elden
mean,
Ring.
Elden Ring is the go-to, but the biggest surprise was that Stranger of Paradise, and I'm very excited about that project.
Okay. All right. Enigma.
Man, I don't know. It's a toss up, man.
Just a toss up.
Like one title that I'm most excited for out of all of those. I think there's a lot of them that I would like. I'm looking forward to playing, but the one that I'm most excited for, I think, is Stalker 2, just because I've grown up on the Stalker series.
Hell yeah.
And having a new one, because people have been asking for a new Stalker for years, like legitimately since I was like 11.
Yeah. It's playing on my other monitor right now, like the Stalker.
Okay, yeah. For me, it's gonna probably have to be the Mario and Rabbids.
Are you fucking serious? Really? Hey, Nick, you're fucking full of
I was
shit.
about to say, the worst part is like I believe him because he's fucking weird like that.
No. It's a toss up for me as well. I'm out of what we saw here, and what I've seen so far. I didn't actually see the Stalker yet. I really need to. It probably would be that, but honestly, Replaced. I'm really looking forward to Replaced.
That was my other one. Is like a toss up between like Replaced or Stalker. And
if I can give a second, just because I need to, Battlefield. Honestly, I have never been excited for a Battlefield, and I'm kind of excited to be excited for one.
There's your Stalker.
The worst part is like we saw very little game. Like we had a couple of gameplay in there, but it really didn't show a whole lot other than them throwing fucking rocks. Well, what did you call him? What did you call him when he was tossing shit in there?
Lug nuts.
Lug nuts.
What the fuck? It looks like a fucking
why
lug
the
nut.
fuck is that guy throwing fucking lug nuts everywhere? And I'm like, bro.
I never played Stalker, so I didn't know. I'm just like, what the fuck is this? He's just going around tossing lug nuts? That's the game? Nothing but lug nuts? Lug nuts and Russians, bro. That's where it's at. So, yeah, I guess that leaves me. And there is no questions, no qualms, no debates whatsoever. We are getting Lost Ark, and that shit is coming to America, and it's here, and we got a date for it. It's coming out this fucking year, and I've played the fucking technical demo of it, and I fucking love it, and I am so fucking happy, and I swear to fucking God, Amazon, you better not fuck this up for me.
Fuck it up.
Like,
yeah,
I am so
100%.
excited. I have talked about Lost Ark for so long on this fucking show, on my stream. I have literally VP'd in to play the Russian version, like, and now I get an American version, and I am so excited, and I'm so happy. Cannot wait. Like, please don't fuck this up.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah, cannot wait. Please don't fuck it up. And then after that would be Battlefield and Replaced, and a lot of other indie games that we didn't talk about. But there's a lot on Steam that you can go and look at, which was, I think, Future Games. They had their conference. There's some serious stuff. Scruff, you need to go look at some games in there. Like sure. Aces of something or whatever. There's a bunch of indie games that look fucking amazing, and I can't wait to dive into those. But yeah, guys, thank you. I know we went a little bit long, but it was a big show. We had a lot of announcements. We had a lot of stuff to talk about, and we got to debut the new podcast, and super excited about it. Thank you to these guys. Seriously, I could not do it without these guys. The Enigma doing the overlays. You
literally couldn't do it. Like
I couldn't.
Like literally could not do it.
I couldn't do the show without you guys. And everybody chipping in and providing content for the VODs and all that kind of stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I hope you. I mean, the reason that we do this is obviously for us to get on here and rant and rave, but it's also for our chat and community to really enjoy the stuff that we talk about and get a different perspective than the mainstream bullshit. We have lost. Okay, there he goes. Bill has just literally vanished. He fainted from excitement. But we literally do this for you guys. Again, if you missed part of the show, ! Podcast, you can go on Spotify, check it out there. We'll be back in 2 weeks with new VODs, new stuff to do, new everything. You guys can check it out there.
Yep.
But seriously, guys. Podcast. Yep. Seriously. Thank you guys. Much love. We will see you guys next time.
Goodbye.